Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Week 15 of the Benchwarmers. I'm your host, Eli Hamilton.
I'm your host, Rockne.
I'm AJ, the other one.
And this is Week 15, post-conference championship week. We've almost made it through an entire college football season, gentlemen.
Well, technically we have.
Well,
Technicality.
regular season.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm saying technicality.
Yeah, that's good, though. I'm proud of us. We've got a good episode for you today. We've got a lot of big news, several controversial moves going on in college football. And right now, today's Monday, December the 8th, the day we're filming this, at 6:30.
8th day Christmas.
Any minute now, we will find out we say 5 or 4?
I'm pretty sure it's 5 unless they move it down to 4. But
We're not sure how many they truly invite.
I think 5 go there, but there's really true
3
4.
show up.
Right.
5
No,
are finalists.
5 go there.
Okay. Well, either way, we don't really know the final number.
Yeah, it's
but
5.
we know
We'll figure it out.
Tonight we find out our Heisman finalists. So at some point in this episode, no matter where we're at, we will stop. We've all got it pulled up right now on our computers. It'll be live on ESPN for Monday Night Football.
Monday Night
pre-show.
Football.
So we'll see where this goes. But without further ado, we'll get to today's big news. I'm sure if y'all saw our TikTok posted today. AJ, you want to let the people know what happened?
Tim Banks has officially been let go and been released as a defense coordinator for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Which is huge.
Massive news. He had a great year last year, and we were hoping he could build on it, especially since he has that whole linebacker and basically that whole secondary unit. The exact same. Obviously, we're missing Ricky Gibson the whole year, and McCoy is one thing, but the fact that you still have Redmond, who played pretty damn good as a freshman all season.
Good. Yeah.
Obviously, you can give up turnovers, touchdowns as a freshman. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. But then Colton Hood coming up and playing how it is. Safeties could play better, but still gave you enough to win. And it was just poor play calling. I felt like that put us in that bad position. And yeah, it is what it is. I hope I'm nothing but the best. But hey, Timothy, it was great having you. And
was it though?
It was great having you last year. And now have fun at Toledo.
So, legit question for you.
Yeah.
As a Tennessee fan here in the room.
Yes.
Obviously, we saw Tennessee have a fantastic defense under Tim Banks, and we saw him have a terrible defense. Do you believe it was a personnel issue, or do you believe it was a Tim Banks issue?
I think it was a Tim Banks issue because if you want to go personnel issue, then the only personnel would have been Amari Thomas and James Pierce-Jones.
But what about secondary
Junior,
this season? Because I'll be honest, the secondary was the worst part of Tennessee's defense this year.
Yeah, but
well, run game was bad
Safeties.
But obviously, I'm going to go to this one. But
well,
you look at the Georgia game.
Fast. The run game, if you want to talk about the run game, I will say that was probably also our most injury prone as well. First game, we have 3 guys get hurt, and then we get Jackson Moore middle of the season, Davian Hobbs middle of the season. I'm not going to say it's an excuse. I still think we're talented enough where we should have stopped it. I think it could be poor play calling as well because if you notice, we do a lot of stunts, a lot of 5 blitzes in the 2024 season. Have that linebacker come off or have a little star blitz. I think it's effort too, not keeping guys accountable, Boo Carter, and just like obviously there's a presence in our defense, and Aaron Carter has that defense to him. Anytime I will say, I think we can all agree.
Let me give you the stats from this season for Tim Banks. For those for those Tennessee fans who are mad about it, think it's personnel. For other schools looking in who think it was a bad decision. So this is per a poll of sources, ESPN, Rocky Top Insider, several news channels.
Is this 25 or is this 24 defense?
This is this season.
Let me say, 24 defense, we finished top 20 nationally.
We'll look at both.
Well, no, I was going to say before we finished top 20 nationally, and the highest before that we've ever been was 70th or 60th, but we rose every year, and then we peaked in 24 with how great of a defense we were, and then you come into this season, and we dramatically drop. It's not like we just dropped to 10.
Here's
10 spots.
The first numbers I'm going to read here are going to be the 2024 season. Second numbers will be 25, and I'll preface that when I get to 25. So 2024, Tennessee finished. What was their final record last season?
10-2.
Were they
10-2?
Or was it 10-3?
10-2. Well, 10-2 regular season with postseason 10-3.
So 10-3 because this is including everything.
Okay.
So they were 7th in points allowed in the country, giving up 16.1 points a game, and they were 10th in tackles for loss. Obviously, you had James Pierce, Jermod McCoy playing, all that. Scoring defense, they were 7th nationally at 16.1 points a game. Like I said, 10th nationally in tackles for loss at 100. You had 2 all SEC, all everything guys. Where's the rest of it? Why did it decide to go away? Apologies.
But we were elite. Defense was elite last year, and then coming into this year, and you just absolutely. I know we have injuries.
They
injuries
were
happen.
okay, 6th in total defense in yards allowed, and then they were allowing about 103 rushing yards a game, which is 7th nationally. Passing defense, they were averaging 189.3, which was 4th in the SEC. They had a 76.8% stop rate, and they forced 1.6 turnovers a game, so roughly 2 turnovers a game.
Mm-hmm.
That was last season when they went to the playoff, 10-2. Looking at this season, significant drop-off here. They finished 87th nationally in total defense, which that's all you need to know there. But they finished, 115th nationally in pass defense. They gave up 28.8 points per game. That was 3rd last in the SEC. They gave up 395 yards a game. That was 3rd last in the SEC.
I will say, at least Diego Pavia
nationally.
didn't throw for a touchdown pass against us.
Yeah, he did run though.
Did he throw? It's a quarterback,
Pass
not a running back.
defense, so like we said, they finished 115th nationally. They gave up 250 passing yards a game, and then their SP plus defensive rating was a 25.4, and they were 61st nationally there. So clearly a significant drop off. I'll be honest, they didn't really lose. I mean, you lost Norman Lott, you lost James Pierce. Did they lose that many guys last season?
Our defense, we
And
literally
then
lost our.
obviously Jermod was hurt, but
I'm telling you, we literally lost our defensive line and all that.
let's see.
We lost most of our defensive line and Jamal McCoy. That's it. Linebackers, Keenan Peely, obviously we lost him, but we also lost him halfway through the season last year, and we still did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pulling up right now. I want to see who was drafted. So you had James Pierce.
Yep. Norman Lott.
Yep,
That's it.
And then the other 2 were offense.
Yep. So and then everyone Amari Thomas, obviously UDFA.
I'll be honest though, Big O played a huge role.
He did.
Last
Now I
year.
will say he was very good. Obviously, I will say this: whenever he got tired, he would always, instead of trying to rush, he would play the contained game and just work on trying to block.
Yeah.
You feel me? Well, block sounds a bad word, but bat the ball down, swat the ball. Oh my God, swat the ball down and all
English
that
coming
stuff.
out of your mouth? You okay?
Yeah, I know, right? All that stuff. But it's the fact that we dropped almost 100 spots. It feels like, ranking wise, defensively. If we would have dropped to 30th or 20th or even 40th, I think he still would have his job. With the fact that you didn't want, you can't make adjustments, don't want to keep people accountable. But a bunch of inside reporters said it's just very lazy, very lackadaisical, not even on offense and more on the defensive end. And I think when Joey had that press conference after the Vanderbilt game, I think he was more targeted towards that, because obviously if you could see offense this year it looked a lot more disciplined. Obviously offensive line, stupid penalties like that, but still I think they were way more disciplined offensively than they were defensively
Another
this year.
big loss on the inside. And I'll be honest, I think he played a bigger role than people think he did, because he's done good in the NFL the few games he's gotten to play. Elijah Simmons.
I agree, yeah, Big E, yeah.
Big E filled a gap. And I think this year they were a lot more athletic, but they weren't as big on the inside. Well, the best times they had was when Eason and who's the other big guy? Why am I blanking on his name?
Norman.
Dominic Bailey.
Oh. Nah.
This season. That was their 2 biggest guys. Jackson Moy is not the biggest guy. He's probably the most athletic guy they had.
No, he was the biggest and most athletic guy when he was on the healthy.
And is Josh Josephs? He was there this year, right?
Mm-hmm. He played edge.
Was kind of quiet.
No, I honestly think that it was just Josephs and Herring and Ross. I think it was the fact that they all got double teamed.
Fair.
Or the issue would be they weren't quiet. They had a bunch of QB hurries, QB pressures, whatever you want to signify it as. It was just the fact that they couldn't contain. A quarterback.
Excuse Rockne for 2 seconds. Sugar, his dog, is kind of losing it. But go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
No, it's the fact that they put pressure on the quarterback, but it's the fact that if you're going to run past the quarterback, you better make sure you spin, move, and get back to him and contain, or you hope that
containing was a huge problem for them all season.
And it was the edge rushers. I will say the Leos didn't play as they played really good. Don't get me wrong. Mississippi State had 8 sacks. Just that whole group.
The one that immediately resonates in my head is you look at Pavia. There's 2 or 3 times Pavia was stopped in his tracks in the backfield, spins out of it somehow, and throws on the run.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't. Gunnar Stockton, He did that several times. And Gunner, of the season, Mateer, Gunner, Pavia, did they really play another mobile quarterback?
I will say this. No, we didn't play.
Well, I guess if you count Lagway, but Lagway didn't do a lot of running.
What's crazy is he ran, but like we stopped him type stuff. Like if he did want to run, he was not going anywhere.
Somebody definitely stopped him named Arian Carter, stuck him.
But what I'm saying is like Gunner, obviously he didn't kill us in the run game with his legs because one, it was early in the season. He was trying to prove himself as a mobile quarterback, and by God, did he do? Not a mobile quarterback, sorry, more of a passive quarterback. Hey, he did it. He threw a great job. He threw a great ball on the 4th down to get the touchdown, which then led to them winning in overtime. It is what it is. But John Mateer won the game we should have won. Our defense actually played semi good all the way up until that final late third and fourth quarter where we just. Our edges and our whole defense line just couldn't contain. Yeah. And I don't know if it was just poor, like, hey, we don't want to contain calling, which I think it was because if it's happening all season, it's different from players and then I calls.
Agree. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something this year, like when you, from the even beginning of the season, that Syracuse game, that was such a dominant first half. Like they looked so good. And then it was like as the game went on, it was like, all right, defense, did you forget we had a game today? What did they give up, 28? Or was it more than 28?
No, I think it was like 14 or 17.
I thought it was more than that.
They scored like 28 total, yeah. Or like 25 total, but like they didn't score that much.
26. They scored 14 in the second quarter.
Yep.
They scored 6 and 6.
But
like it was just kind of, I know a lot of people that I knew were getting a little anxious about that game. Not that they were going to lose, but it's just like, all right, why are we letting this look like a close game? Like it's been a dominant Tennessee game the entire way through. Why are we letting off the gas? And so I don't know. They just since then it kind of went downhill. I mean, like you look at the Georgia game. Georgia's offense has done that all year to people. But 41 points. I did not expect that game to be a 44-41 final score.
I did. I figured it was going to be it's going to be a shootout or it's going to be
low scoring, hard hitting, like that kind of game.
I figured if it was the only way we're going to win, it has to be a shootout. And by God, we did win the game. Just someone else decided not to win the game for us.
Somebody didn't show up.
And he made the kick 3 plays later from the exact same yards. Maximilian.
Hey, but he's not the only one anymore.
He's not, honestly. At least you didn't miss a 15-yarder, it felt like.
And we won't get into it yet.
Shade!
I might
from
even,
your side of the field.
Should we clip that later on? Should I put that clip on screen?
No, it's worse than the one that they did against you, Eli, because of how close he is. Yes. Yes, of how close he is and how he's on the side he needs to be on for he's a right-footed kid.
That's right. I'll give you that.
And that's worse than the one at Michigan last year because he's on the left hash.
That was bad.
That's left hash. He's on the right hash this time. Perfectly set up. Man.
We won't clown on you too much yet.
We'll get that later.
We'll get there. But, so, okay. So, I mean, so let's pivot to who do you want to fill his shoes?
So
I know we talked Ryan Walters a little bit before. Ryan Walters was the head coach. Actually, back up one more step. Okay. He was defensive coordinator at Missouri. Then he went to Purdue as the head coach. Was 2 seasons there?
1.
1 season. Gets fired. Moves to Washington for that.
Purdue, they're a basketball school. They don't want anything else. Let's be honest.
We may be cutting this conversation off very soon. They're starting.
I'll be fast.
Continue. Go ahead. Who we got?
So just my top 5 right now, I really want either Ryan Walters, who I think that's what we're going to get. I would love Travaris Robinson, the co-defensive coordinator out of Georgia, if we could throw money at him. An underrated one, Jay Bateman out of A&M. He doesn't call the plays there, but still your DC for a reason. You know what I mean? So I still want you.
I can see that.
And then obviously my last one would be I'd really be interested in Will Muschamp.
See,
I know he's not really coaching right now.
I love that idea.
But I want to see, hey, do you still have the passion for it? Are you still energized for it and all that? And if so, how would you come bring that towards us?
No, I like it. I 100% think Muschamp is available. He left Georgia strictly because he wanted to watch his son play. And I'm fine. Nothing but love for Muschamp. You did great for us. You were awesome. No problems there. But does he stay near Vandy and stay in Nashville until his son's done?
That's what I'm thinking. Like honestly, I like his passion. I love his energy. More passion. More that stuff. Passion. I like that. I like it. Yeah. He gets after them. But I also either want Washington's guy what's his face? I just blanked on his name.
Ryan Walters.
Ryan Walters.
I think Walters is
I would honestly really prefer Travaris Robinson,
Yeah.
Georgia, because I've seen him on the sidelines riling people up.
He's a good recruiter, too.
And he's a recruiter. I want recruiter. Jay Bateman, he's a recruiter.
So who's your number one right now? If you
Probably Ryan Walters.
Beautiful.
Second one, Travaris Robinson. Third, Bateman. Fourth, Muschamp. Because I just don't think Muschamp really wants to come out of a really retirement.
Okay.
Not really retired, but is retired.
Well, I'm going to cut you off now. We have our top 2 for Heisman so far
Top
announced.
3.
Jeremiah Love was our first nominee. Fernando Mendoza, and now Diego Pavia. So we're waiting to see our next one. Pavia's highlights are getting played right now. Let's see who it is.
That's all I got.
Any guesses? Any guesses?
Julian Sayin, get this guy out of the damn place.
I'll tell you right now, if Gunnar Stockton is not on this list, I'm boycotting.
Well, that's 4, so we'll see if we actually. I think they're just 5. I'm pretty sure
I
it's
think
5.
he's going to be on the list.
He's got to be.
I'm pretty,
Jacob
is it,
Burns.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
got to
it's
be.
5.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're playing
Man, the
Sayin
highlights are
highlights.
insane right now.
I didn't know throwing a go
Sayin.
ball was a thing to make you a Heisman contender now.
Oh, it is only 4. Man.
What?
I could have sworn it was 5.
What?
Am I tripping?
Okay,
It should.
I'm gonna just
tripping?
stop this episode right now.
Am I tripping?
What are we doing,
Has that always been
Heisman?
4?
That was 5.
Diego Pavia throws check downs and hits Heisman poses. Gunnar Stockton balls out. Gunnar Stockton plays great, and
I
you
guess
put
there's
in the
typically-
26-year-old
Yeah, there's
Diego Pavia over him. Have you all lost your mind? Am I rightfully pissed off here? How do we put Pavia in? He's 10-2 with losses to good teams, has no quality wins. Gunnar Stockton has beaten
what's
Texas,
No quality
Alabama now,
wins.
Ole Miss, Tennessee at Tennessee. What are we doing?
I have a question. Am I tripping real
What-
fast? In 2022, did Will Anderson not go to New York?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so there was 5 then.
Will Anderson was in it.
Because they.
So I guess it changes.
So I guess it changed because in 2022 it says there was only 4, but
3 there was.
but no, because Will Anderson was graduated in 22 or left in 22 because that's when Hendon was, and we were like Hendon should get it over Will Anderson, like to go to New York. Not saying he should have won it because he got hurt, obviously,
Right.
but so yeah, I'm not tripping, making sure. So yeah, there is it's 4 to 5 I think depending on season.
Depending on the year.
Yeah,
But, I mean, Gunnar Stockton out. I mean,
That's
I can see why.
crazy.
I can see why, too.
I
I'm
can
gonna
see why, to be honest.
That's
with you.
crazy to me.
Hate to be that person, but I can see why. Like how I could see when Hendon didn't get
But
in, I could see
over
why. But
Sayin
I could not see it.
and over Pavia. I'm perfectly fine with Mendoza and Jeremiah Love. I picked those 2. But Mendoza and Sayin in there?
I mean, Julian Sayin, I think, is more out than Diego Pavia. Yeah, Diego Pavia, you know, they don't have the worst, like, record. Like, I mean, he did play pretty well all year long. I mean, Julian Sayin should be out before Diego Pavia, yes, but that's
Hang
just
on,
my
I'm
personal opinion.
Trying to find.
F my effing chungus life.
That's how I'm feeling right now. That's crazy to me.
So here, I'm just curious.
I think it's what it was expected, honestly.
yeah.
That's.
In my opinion, does Diego win it?
So
I
bad.
swear, I don't think he should. In my
I'll tell you
opinion.
right now, if Diego wins this, the Heisman's meaningless now. You give it to Travis Hunter last year over Genty.
But
now
like
you
that
give it
was
to
a lot
Diego
closer
Pavia.
than. Do I still think Genty should have won it? Yeah, but I still think
That
that
was really close.
really close. I
I
can't.
mean, yeah, you do have a guy that balled out from both sides of the ball, and
Yeah.
that doesn't happen very often. So
And it plays consistently too.
Yeah.
So I you can't.
I can understand that.
That's.
Do you want me to tell you their
crazy.
stats?
Yeah.
Oh, here, hold on.
Who you
Diego
got? Who
Pavia-
you got?
Hey, trust me. That's what I said. Diego Pavia has good stats, and he has pretty decent wins.
Well, I think it's the only reason he has really.
All right,
good
hit me with it.
So hold on. Before I get you with the good
Yeah,
stats.
yeah, okay.
Before I get you with the good stats, the teams that he played really good against, well, actually, Utah State, 5 touchdowns and an interception.
Crap.
Charleston, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Virginia Tech and South Carolina both had 2 tutties and an INT.
Crap.
Texas, he had 3 tutties, no INT.
Gunner had 4 touchdowns against Texas.
Auburn, he had 3 touchdowns. And Kentucky, he had 5 touchdowns. I just wanted to record for against Tennessee. He only had 1 touchdown. Which one I doesn't know? All right, thank you. Bye. Fuck. Forget off.
I just want to go and say, Rockne, I want to apologize to you. How mad you were yesterday was justified.
Thank you.
Because I'm feeling the same damn thing.
I mean, it's not even close. You're
I-
just one
I
player.
hate-
I'm a
I hate-
take
Oh.
force.
I hate to break the news, guys, but it's very separate people who make the bracket
Yeah, I know.
and Heisman. I just want to let that know. Okay.
Okay.
Say we boycott both.
How are you going to boycott a Heisman?
I don't know.
No, we're not going to boycott the
Alright.
Heisman. 'cause they
But
didn't
have
put
you
your
seen all
boy
the?
Gunner.
I guess Pavia sent enough news.
All the
to his
what?
Mother.
Ooh, all the what?
Anybody, he didn't hear what I said.
No, you were going to say something. You just held it in.
Who
What?
hear him?
You?
Oh, I guess Pavia sent enough
No, no,
things.
no, no.
that-
Before that, you were like all this what?
That's what?
All what?
Was I gonna say that?
You were gonna say something.
Oh,
You were
that
dang
might-
close.
Hey, there's going to be a disclaimer on this video. When we get into Notre Dame stuff later, it might be some
This could get bad.
profanity.
But I want to go ahead and
I've already
say
warned my aunt, so you know,
this is
she's
bad. That's Pavia sending out full baskets, kissing a bunch of ass. Vote me for Heisman with his little 2 in there.
Can you please read out those stats?
Dude, I've got
Gunner
Gunner's pulled up.
Stockton threw for 2,600 yards, almost 27. Had 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions with the.
Is
80
that with rushing?
No, I'm going off of
Cool.
a quarterback.
Okay.
A quarterback that
Well,
throws.
no, period. This is Heisman now.
Well,
We're
then
not
what?
talking throwing.
Okay, well here.
This
Let
is
me,
all stats.
give me a second. Give me your passing stats. Okay, his passing stats for 2025. He had 2,600 yards, almost 27, with 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
And he had
Okay.
8 rushing touchdowns.
I said passing, Eli.
I know. I'm
Start with passing.
reading it.
All right, then let me go to Junior over here. He had 3,100 yards for 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions
Okay,
passing.
hold on. He almost had 3,200 yards. You didn't want to say that.
Oh, he did. Yeah,
Closer to
sorry, my
32
bad.
then.
That's on me. My bad. I just saw 31 and kept moving. Okay, rushing. He had 800 yards and 9 touchdowns. Gunner had 400 and 450 yards for 8 touchdowns. Oh shit, they have the same amount of rushing touchdowns?
One less.
Oh, okay. Woo! Sorry. I know I just
Almost-
cussed right there, but oh man,
almost
that caught me
double,
off guard.
almost double the yards though. I'll be honest.
Double the yards.
Yeah, he did
Diego.
double the yards.
Oh, rushing yards. Yeah, I thought it was a total.
No.
Damn near passing too.
How many picks did Diego throw?
Figure
Ocho.
5.
Ocho. Yep, 8.
Gunner?
So look at-
Gunner
that
number
was-
5.
That was 4 more than last
So
year.
you mean to tell me, because against, let me pull up Gunner's game log.
Okay, I've
Against Marshall, Austin P, and Charlotte. Because Kirby Smart didn't say, hey, Gunner, let's go have you throw 6 touchdowns today and have you play 4 quarters of football. That cost Gunner. Because let's be honest, Gunner against Charlotte only threw for 196, 17 of 21 completion. They pulled him by halftime. Austin P threw for 227, no touchdowns. We had 4 rushing touchdowns that game, one of those belonging to Gunner. And then against Marshall, he threw for 190, 2 touchdowns, and they pulled him by half. You mean to tell me because Kirby didn't run it up with Gunner in the game, that's why he's not invited? But Diego can throw for 5 touchdowns against Utah State, and we're going to count that?
Well, if it makes you feel better, Joey threw for almost 3,500, but he had 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
That's what I'm saying.
Had a still pretty good QBR. He had 76, almost 78.
But why wasn't Joey invited?
Shh, because our team
Exactly.
effing
Because
choked.
did he have a good win?
Joey has 10 interceptions.
But we also
Only has
choked.
20
I mean,
friggin'
Diego has
touchdowns.
8 interceptions.
Yeah,
It's
but,
just 2 less.
but also has how many more touchdowns?
But I mean,
Yeah,
when
I'm
you're
saying
looking
30.
at when you look at the 4,
Don't worry, when Joey comes back next year,
but when you look at the 4 guys up there right now for Heisman, okay, 3 of them are in the playoffs. 3 of them have at least one meaningful win. 3 of them played good teams and played good against them.
I gotta go get
what
my
is she
dog.
doing?
She's
She keeps
losing
getting her
it.
Ball stuck under the freaking couch.
No, she's
Oh,
mad
again?
that Gunner's not in the Heisman race.
Yeah,
We've had this issue before. Just her with that damn ball.
But you look at those 3 guys, they're all playoff guys. They have meaningful wins. Like, they're in the playoffs for a reason. Gunner Stockton has 1, 2, 3, 4,
Now I will say
5 ranked wins. 1 Bama. You got Bama, Georgia Tech, Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee.
I will say this. Joey Now, where his interceptions really bad, the Oklahoma game was really bad on the interceptions. One, because shout out Brent Venables, he got the defense where they had one safety high every time, and they would flip the safeties every time, would roll one down and roll the other one back up. So it threw Joey off pre-snap. Got to give credit where it's due. That's what happened in the 2 interceptions there. But I'm not gonna lie, Eli. Like, I'm looking at the blowout games, like Kentucky and all that, where Joey played basically the whole game, and he still did better than Diego.
That's what I'm saying.
You
put this man in. I need Diego's highlights. I need to see this.
He actually threw for less and almost, and he threw 20 passes less, and he almost.
The only reason Diego Pavia's in this is for clicks.
All right, Dan Lanning.
I'm going to be honest. No, I'm just going to be honest. Against Tennessee, Diego threw 1 touchdown and threw 2 interceptions. What about that's pretty? Utah State, you throw 5 touchdowns on 321 yards. Not to mention, which one was it? Kentucky? Mm-hmm. Dude threw 2 checkdowns. They scored off a checkdown. And this guy's in the end zone going, I didn't know that required skill to throw it 5 feet away from you.
I'm trying to think, did Tennessee score off a lot of checkdowns this year? I don't think so.
No, not really.
I don't think so.
I would say maybe 3 of Gunner's passes this year.
Sorry, I know I'm off topic.
3 of Gunner's touchdowns this
Not
year.
as much as they did in the past.
Were
2
Zachariah
years ago.
Branch touchdowns.
Josh. Okay, Joey.
Like one of them this week we had, Zach Branch in the SEC Championship.
That was all
the
Zach.
move. Gunner held the ball until the last second, dumped it off. Diego Pavia's are quite literally, and then Alexander makes a great move and scores. Junior Sherrill makes a great move and scores. And then Pavia runs to the end zone and hits a Heisman pose. Is this really what we've come to?
Now, I just want to say this. If Joey doesn't get his 4th year, then I'm boycotting NCAA.
Here, let's talk about a common opponent between Gunner and Pavia and Pavia.
Okay.
Alabama.
I'll pull up Diego's. Don't worry.
I've got them both right here. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Pavia has 21 of 35 for 198, a touchdown and an interception. Okay, and he had 58 rushing yards against Alabama the first time. Gunner, not a great game on my process. 13 of 20 for 130 yards, a passing touchdown, and then nothing rushing. The second time, Gunner throws 20 of 26 for 156 and 3 passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, common opponent, you can't beat that there.
I just think
Gunner outplayed the same defense there. You look at Texas. Gunner was 24 of 29 for 229, 4 passing touchdowns, an interception, and then a rushing touchdown. So 5 total touchdowns that game. Against Texas, whom Georgia blew out and Vandy lost to, Pavia was 27 of 38 for 365 and 3 touchdowns and 1 rushing. So 1 less touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Gunner outplayed him in all those games, match to match.
That's fair. Listen, I just think the only reason he's on there is because he almost had 1,000 yards rushing. I think that's really it.
It's because they enjoyed watching his mom.
That's tetanus right there.
Yep. I don't know. If you can't tell, I'm obviously very pissed. It's okay.
Well,
it's okay. Hey, Gunner, go win the Natty.
All right. Well,
Get something Pavia's never going to have.
Let's
Am I
collect
wrong?
some cooler heads now. Now we're inflating them like airheads. Shout out.
Who did we already inflate?
Well, we're going to get a sponsor from Aaron.
Diego Pavia. That'd be pretty sick. Boom!
Somebody hit us with an AI graphic. Or
Yeah.
blowing up. And just,
We ain't that good. All right,
not
so
gonna do that?
I love that you all think I can edit like that, but no.
So now let's go to cooler sides. Let's talk about
let me
talk about
calm
conference-
down.
Let's talk about conference championships this weekend.
Do we want to
guys.
start from Friday on?
Let's just gloss over Friday because
Yeah.
those games weren't really that close and all. But yeah,
Okay, let me pull up your weekend schedule for you. So if we're looking at
Do you need me to get
Friday, no, I got it right here.
okay.
The 15th, the 1st through the 7th. So the
Week
first
15.
actually there was 2 big ones that mattered there. We'll do all the ranked teams, so playoff implications. First off, Tulane versus North Texas for the American. Both coaches leaving as soon as this game, the season ends for these
There you go.
teams. But Tulane pulls away and wins 34-21. And, excuse me.
It was pretty close.
As you can see per our board up here, AJ, you care to point to him for me? Nope, you're a little too high. You can turn around and look. So Tulane has locked in their spot to the college football playoff. I think that's a good little spot for them.
Yep.
For the bracket that we have, but we'll get into that here in a minute. So Tulane secures their spot. North Texas, who are they playing in their bowl game? Anybody know?
Nope.
Rockne, you want to peek real quick? See who they have?
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Well, no, North Texas had a great season.
San Diego State.
Okay, yeah. Great season by North Texas. Congratulations. Their coach is going where?
Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Oklahoma State. So, great job, North Texas.
Which is
The other one.
Side note, why is A&M and
Closer to the mic, AJ. We
Oh,
can't hear you.
why is Texas Tech and Oklahoma the exact same finger guns? Never said that.
They're both
'Cause, you know,
wannabe teams that never
Go Pokes
do
and
anything.
then go Raiders.
All I know is we're getting demonetized because we keep throwing up some guns, but
Whoa, sorry.
It's not any better.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so next up, this game was actually pretty funny. James Madison versus Troy. Sun Belt Championship. James Madison wins 31-14. Thank you, AJ. That was beautiful. Did y'all see the video of the AD for JMU having to come out on the field and tell the fans to stop throwing snowballs? Hit Troy's punter in the back of the head while they were punting, and he shanked it.
The real thing is, listen, if you can't play football in the weather, then get out of there. If they can do it in the NFL, they can do it in college. Listen.
Can they? I
Yeah.
thought in the NFL it's a penalty now, because you don't remember last year with the Bills? They stopped
Did
the
they
game
ever
and
but they never penalized them.
because they stopped. They threatened a 15-yard
But they
penalty
stopped
for
them.
everyone.
Guess what quarter? In the fourth quarter. They didn't stop them all of the game until the fourth quarter. If you can do it in the NFL, listen, toughen up, Buttercup. This is the Sun Belt, baby.
Fair.
Sun Belt Billy's back.
He is. That's right. Forgot he is going to JMU,
What
isn't
a
he?
name, dog. Like, you're telling me Sun Belt Billy's going to stay in the Sun Belt with the
I love
best NILs, too,
Yeah.
in the Sun Belt? Sun Belt Billy's going to be back in the playoffs next year. Sorry. He's going to be in the playoffs next year.
The first time.
Snub Notre Dame again.
We're not there yet, Rockne. Okay, next up. You'll go in order for the day by time
Yeah,
slots.
go 12 o'clock.
Okay,
Big
so
12.
12 o'clock game, Big 12 championship. Texas Tech rails BYU for the second time this season, 34-7.
They were down from behind, but then they came back and just went right
Bear
through them.
Bachmeier did get hurt, so I will give BYU that
Second
a hair.
half, though.
No,
His first half?
second quarter.
Oh.
Because he got rolled up weird and kind of limped around, so I did take a little his mobility away. But 34-7, hell of a game by Jacob Rodriguez.
Wait, so he got hurt?
Congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah, but like
he finished the game, but he was very
Gotcha.
ginger on that leg.
he should not have played. Should have put someone else in.
Yeah.
Like he dropped back. Not the first interception or the two interceptions, but like another one. Like he dropped back and just like
He looked uncomfortable.
he didn't want to
Yeah.
press off to throw. So like
You could tell a few times he was like on everything, but he'll be okay.
tough quarterback for a
BYU
freshman.
plays Georgia Tech for the Pop-Tart Bowl now.
The People's Championship game.
I want to go ahead and make a claim right now to Pop-Tarts, Georgia Tech, and BYU.
I will gladly
Please put sprinkles in the logos on the helmets. In the Georgia Tech logo, where there's white, put sprinkles in there to make it
What if they wear gold?
make the sprinkles gold. Fit. Look at Indiana's.
How the hell would you make sprinkles gold in a gold helmet?
I'm gonna find this picture and save it, and I will prop it up on screen. Where we
Oh,
want
you
it.
mean right here?
Thank you.
That's
hang
all you
on.
had?
I need to find this picture because right here.
No.
No.
I
No.
think it would be hilarious.
fruity.
That
Yeah,
looks like
I'm
Fruity
saying.
Pebbles.
I think, but
But it
I'm
looks
saying-
like some Fruit Loops.
but something along the lines to make it more, make it pop, make it what people want to see. But I think that would be pretty cool. Next
I think
up,
it would be cool
what's up?
if they had like, if it was like one team was Team Swirls and one team was Team like Sprinkles or something like that, or like, because that's what they're doing this year, like Swirls versus Sprinkles. So if one team had helmet with swirls on it, and one team had sprinkle, or they get like little stickers and it just has a Pop-Tart on the back of the helmet that says swirls, sprinkles.
Smack the hell out of your back of the head. Knock yourself out.
But like, I think that'd be pretty
Okay.
cool. Like something where like whoever team wins, like America gets like a week to get like buy like a free Pop-Tart bowl of that swirl or
That would be
sprinkles
cool.
or like
kind
that.
of like how Outback Bowl used to do, where you got like
Freeman
a free
blue
bloomin'
onion. Yep.
or shrimp. Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be a cool idea.
Right?
Or like you could redeem the code and they'll send you one free box of
Ooh.
whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something might work a little interesting.
Pop-Tart make it interesting. This would be kind of cool.
I will.
I miss the Outback Bowl.
Man, I mean, it would suck to go down to Orlando and watch that bowl game, wouldn't it, guys?
Pop-Tart, please. We will tag you in this.
Man, it'd be terrible if we had tickets and sideline passes.
I'll even sit with the Mormons.
Listen, when the Mormons came against Tennessee, they
I
were
don't
drinking.
drink.
I'll tell you that.
I don't drink, so I'll sit with them happily. I'll fit right in.
They be drinking. Trust me. When they get out of Utah, they be drinking.
That's fair.
Oh, boy.
Nobody can track them.
I'm just saying, I would love to go.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be a great experience.
And Orlando. It's a fun
Let us
place.
know, Pop-Tart. Let us
It
know.
was a fun place to go.
All
Give us a
right.
holler.
Next up, the 4 o'clock slot. The Georgia Bulldogs belt to. I won't say it, so we can kind of stay PG.
Belt's ass.
Okay, come on. Now.
Yeah.
Listen, it could have been. I want to say this before he gets on a rampage right now. It could have been worse. Alabama got some stops that they needed to. Now did they convert on it? No, they did not. Now, if this, I'm not gonna. I'm just saying Tennessee because of our offense. But if Tennessee somehow got multiple stops back to back to back to back, we would have at least came away with some type of points, whether that's a field goal or something. So it could have been worse, but it was not as worse as it was. Second half was a lot closer than what it was in my eyes from watching it.
Well, it was about the exact same as the first half. Final score is 28-7. Georgia had a 14-0 lead at half, and then come out. Bama had the ball, actually. Georgia got a huge stop immediately.
Scores in their first
Scores, 21-0. Bama doesn't score until the fourth quarter, and then Georgia gets the ball back with a chance basically to put the game away. We go score. 28-7. We get the ball back. We run it out. I mean, I don't have much to say on it. I'm proud of us. I love that we won an SEC championship. We conquered the Tide finally. We got our get back from earlier in the season. I like that it's helped us in the playoffs where we're at. AJ, care to point where we're at for me?
Oh, damn, you're so damn low.
Thank you. So I like that. It helped us. Gunner, very proud of you. Won it for us last season against Texas when Carson got hurt. Plays big this season. So Gunner did great. Kirby, our defense has gotten significantly better throughout the season. Gave up 21 points to that Bama team. Gave up 7 this week. So I'm proud of the direction Georgia's going in and glad to be SEC champs. I'll hop off my soapbox. It's the shortest I've ever talked about Georgia.
Works for me. Now let's get into
To
not the game of the year. Let me go to the ACC.
No, whoa.
Because I want to talk about the game of the year because that game was way better
What
than
was
this
game
one.
of the year?
The
Are
Big
we
Ten
talking
championship
big?
game?
That was not
Not
game of the year.
but you know what I mean. Sorry,
was
game of
about
the
to
night. Game of the
Game
night.
of the conference championship.
Game of the night.
Let's say that game.
I want to talk about the ACC.
Boring.
I like that.
A little chaos.
A little.
Duke goes in. Previously lost by 17 to Virginia.
Set the stage for the playoffs too. While you're at it.
Well, at this time, Big Ten championship still needs to wind out. BYU got blown out. Everyone knows Virginia wins, they're in. Duke, no clue what happens. Well, Duke comes out on
Wait, you're missing something.
What?
With a Duke win,
That's what I said.
JMU
Duke
can sneak in.
But as I said, no one knows what happens when Duke wins.
With a freak loss, some teams can sneak in. The door's open for Miami, Notre Dame, maybe BYU, depending on what the playoffs are feeling.
No, at that point, BYU's not in.
But
Everyone
I'm
knows
saying
that.
nobody knows what's going to happen. But
Everyone
the door's
knows-
open with the win there.
Hey,
Now go ahead.
I got my segment. BYU's not going to be in. All right. Everyone knows at this time. BYU is out and done. They're going to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl at that time. Everyone knows that. At this point, no one knows who is in. At least for the finals, numbers 12 through 9. I'll go 9. 12 through 9. Not really. Realistically, 12 through 10, people really had no idea, but 12 through 9, technically. Virginia opens up with unless I'm tripping, a almost 10-minute drive to score on the opening on their opening drive. It was insane. I was half watching it because I'm watching 2-3 games at once. Third game.
What a time to be alive.
We don't need to talk about the third game, but I was watching 2 games at once. And you could tell Duke won it. Manny Diaz wanted it so bad. And guess what? By God, they had it sealed. Fourth quarter, man. They score. They're up by a touchdown. 2 points, right? No, just a touchdown. Final minute. They're ready. Let's go, guys. We're locked in. Oh, penalty. Okay. Virginia has 2 timeouts. Penalty. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, big play. Oh, big play. Oh, penalty. And they score. Overtime. My favorite time of the year. Virginia.
Is it though?
It is my favorite time of the year. Not when my team's playing.
Unless you're
Yeah,
playing
but,
Georgia.
But, anywho, Duke goes up, gets the ball first, scores. Pretty simple. No, really easy. It didn't seem like they had an issue. Yes, they had to go for it on 4th down. But my God, that Duke offense wanted it very badly. So they score. Chandler Morris played good all season. Haven't had a bad word to say about him. First play of overtime. Tell me why this man decides to. They decide to do a trick play, see if they can get him off guard. Okay, it doesn't work. You see that double coverage down the field. Oh, wait, and there's the ball going to a double covered man, and it is picked off.
Wasn't the
and
first
the
play?
ball, yes, it was. That was
So
the
first play of their drive.
yeah first play
I
of
thought it was like,
nope.
I thought they were backed up.
Nope. Yeah, because they had a 15-yard penalty before on
Yeah,
the
that's,
4th
that's
down
What, you're right.
for
Forgot about
rough.
that.
Yeah.
For roughing the passer.
Oh, that was rough in the passer. Come on now, Eli.
don't know.
We've seen some bad rough. That
I
was
was
rough in
about
the
to say,
passer.
we've seen some bad ones.
That was rough in the passer.
Care to cue the picture of Ty Simpson and Gunnar Stockton? Or, excuse me, of Ty Simpson getting sacked in the end zone in the SEC Championship? I'll put it above my finger.
So
I'm going to
they
put a
do
couple more in there, but
They do not a flea flicker, but like a trick play. Throws in double coverage, gets picked off, and that was the first play for their drive. And their season ends that day, that night, that play.
chaos
And now
ensues.
chaos has ensued. You have Duke trying to make a case for their playoff hopes.
That was crazy. I just want to go ahead and say, Manny Diaz, I appreciate your effort. But
hate
5 losses, dude. Come on.
I can't hate the effort. I can just hate the idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now you have the ACC airing on the ACC network their Miami bid trying to get in. They play the same
Even the
game.
ACC wasn't even trying
No,
to
no,
get Duke
the
in.
ACC network on ESPN played the exact same game for 2 straight days.
Which one?
No. Yeah.
Miami versus Notre Dame for 24 hours. That's what they played.
I didn't know that.
Which, for reference,
Exactly
is
right
about
after
a
this
dozen-
game.
About a dozen times.
Because of what? 3-hour game, 12-hour period.
And as soon as that game ended, that game was on repeat, which is crazy, but pretty funny in my opinion. I
it
think
is
we can all-
kind of
No,
But-
it's not funny.
Besides that point, then let's go to the game of the night.
Wait. Before we switch to the game of the
Swear to
night-
God, if you mention Gunnar fucking Stockton one more time, dog, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm actually going to mention his predecessor's coach. Tell me why Manny
Ain't
Diaz
nothing
wins an
but
ACC championship before Miami.
You mean before Mario Cristobal?
Mario Cristobal in specific, who took his job. But Miami didn't think he could get it done, so they fire him. He goes to Duke and says, watch this.
Went to Penn State.
But
Then goes to Duke.
still,
In less
that's
time.
hilarious to me.
Less amount of time than Mario's been there.
What do you think Miami was going through Miami's head watching that game?
Well, you got to think, there's no NIL that time when Manny was there.
Fair.
He had a terrible roster when he was there.
Still, that's funny.
But it's still pretty
That's
funny.
really funny.
I know Manny's a very petty man, and he is very enjoying life right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even if you don't get the playoffs, who are they playing in their ball game?
I don't know.
They got some rando. Like, I don't think it's even a good bowl.
Arizona State.
Oh, well, that could be bad.
Well, they don't have Sam Levitt.
Oh,
Or they're starting left
speaking
tackle.
of Sam Levitt hit the portal today.
Not officially.
Not officially, but he is hitting the portal.
Not officially yet.
ASU fans are pissed.
It's pretty official. It's somewhat official because Kenny Dillingham already commented on it. Said I hope him nothing but the best.
Yeah. But so, yeah, congratulations, Manny Diaz. Got your nice get back at
Shout out to
Miami.
the first Hispanic coach to win the AC championship game. I see you, Mida.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Nice. All right. Now you can get to your game of the week.
The game everyone was talking about, 1 versus 2. And now, no offense, I was thinking I hope this game doesn't be a blowout in Ohio State's favor. Because last year, it was hyped up, basically top
Exactly.
5 matchup, blowout. Or not blowout, but domination. So I was hoping for some type of either domination from IU or a damn good game. And guess what, fellas? We got a damn good game right there. Fernando
Very low
Mendoza.
scoring. Damn
Very
good game.
surprising.
But it was a good game nonetheless. I like a little defense.
I didn't expect the defense to be that high.
But it
though.
wasn't. But you think about it, it really wasn't a defensive game. It was they drive and they stall. They get stalled out in the 40-yard line, not close enough to kick a field goal, or at least for Ohio State. But anywho,
Hey, Indiana did miss one crucial one too.
they did. Yeah,
That was the beginning.
They go
of the game,
both
though,
that was
right?
what first half. Yeah,
First quarter,
yeah.
wasn't it?
yeah, first quarter. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was to go up
All I'll
6.
say. Also, I was not expecting that game to be on Fox. Wasn't it on CBS last season?
They alternate since
I
they
didn't know
both. Yeah,
Yeah. But I thought Fox had to do the 12 o'clock game for.
they never do the 12. No, Big 12 always goes to ESPN. Always been ESPN.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Did not
Now
know
you know.
that.
Don't worry, I got you. Eli.
But the Fox coverage, Gus Johnson, the energy was there. Now, some of his calls were a little questionable, but
he jinxed the Indiana.
Yeah.
guy, that's why.
But
I texted him. I was like, "Oh man."
I will say the energy was there for a championship game. That's what you want. Like you look at the SEC, you got Reese Davis was on it. Kirk Herbstreit, wasn't it?
Reese Davis.
Birch.
What were you saying?
Chris Fowler.
There you.
Excuse me.
There you.
Excuse me. It's been a long week. Okay.
It's Monday.
Finals are finally over. Okay, my brain is in
It's
full
Monday.
My brain is in full reset mode at the moment. We're trying to get back, but Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, you go from that straight over to Gus Johnson. It's a pretty good championship weekend commentating.
Now let's talk about the actual game. So Fernando gets knocked out. Not knocked out, but everyone's fearing for his shoulder right there in the
Double
first quarter.
Mendoza.
I'm thinking he's done. Oh, Indiana's
I thought that was
screwed.
the first play of the game.
It was like the first three
was like the
plays.
first
Yeah,
play
it
of
was
the game.
it was up there. And I was pretty scared. I was like, no, like this game's not gonna be close. Even if he does come back, this could still hurt IU.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be one of those moments like the backup comes in.
His
It's like
brother?
the gunner-
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God,
I was
his
like,
brother.
all right,
Now-
here comes his brother. I
I'm
was
still
like,
not
oh.
convinced that he wasn't having some brain issues after the game.
No, it's just the excitement. He's a weird guy. If you've heard any of his
if
interviews
you
on
watch
College
him,
Game Day,
it's a
he's a weird
weird
guy.
dude.
If you watch him and his brother,
He's a
it's-
nerd, yeah.
He is definitely a nerd.
I mean, you
But
got
we love
IU,
him.
You know.
Great quarterback.
Now I'll tell you this: after he got that hit, he turned into the fucking Cuban Missile. I'll tell you that right
The
now.
what?
The Cuban Missile. And
No,
my
what was the word before that?
the Cuban Missile. I'll tell you that right now. Dog absolutely tore it up in that second half
Yeah.
throwing the ball. Threw a one-on-one ball to Surratt. Absolutely says, "I got you, buddy. Go get that ball." Perfectly placed enough where he can go get that thing. And guess what thing? He got that thing, cuzzo. Best believe it. And then to seal the game, not only did he just
That's
run the ball
pretty.
pretty good. Yes, I know he got sacked. Everyone got sacked a couple times, but his times when he did decide to run, good choice. But in the fourth quarter, it's either you get the ball and you get this first down, win the game, or hey, leave our defense up to chance. He said, instead of running the ball, killing the clock, we're gonna get this first down and pin it. My
Yeah.
God, it was a beautiful ball. It was one of Joey's balls, and it felt like I was there in the stadium looking at it fly. But Joey had some good deep balls this year. I think we can all agree on that. Come on, Eli.
Which ones? The ones that actually got to the receiver, or the ones that floated for 4 years?
I do remember Brazil catching a bunch of those balls, right?
I think,
Especially that one in the second half where he caught it running towards us, Eli.
what about the one?
I'm
with-
pretty sure about that, right?
that was
I'm
his
pretty
best ball
sure.
all season.
No, his best. No.
The one where he was wide open because the defender wasn't ready.
That was funny.
No, hey. Hand down, man down.
So the one thing I will say
I'm
about
not even done.
okay, get to your point.
Your gosh dang point.
But Eli can talk about damn Gunnar Stockton and suck him off for 10 minutes.
No. It's
Come
'cause
on
you,
now.
It's because you keep. No, you went on a pointless tangent about Joey Aguilar for no.
I literally
dang
mentioned
reason.
one thing and you guys are like, whoa, whoa,
No, because we're talking about a Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
And you had to bring up
Now I'm about a
an
ball,
irrelevant quarterback.
A damn throw, right?
An
An irrelevant
throw.
quarterback.
Good lord. Anyway, he catches the
You
ball.
bring up a quarterback as like
and
one of
it's
the best
over.
of all time.
Great
No,
job. There you go.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so
Not an
great job.
irrelevant
He
quarterback.
catches the ball of a beautiful throw to whoever the hell his name is. Got the first down. They punt the ball back. Okay,
Yeah.
yip-de-doo-hoo. Fuck me. IU wins, as they should have.
Is that it?
Are you gonna? Yes.
Okay. So the only thing I want to say.
First of all,
No, you just keep going. What you were saying.
no, I'm done. I'm done. That's it.
Shout out.
I keep going.
We'll look at the two quarterback comparison real fast.
Swear to God, if I get cut off one more time, I might choke both of you
Pretty
out.
even night by the two. Both had a touchdown. Both had an interception. Both had 8 incompletions. Sayan had like 36 more passing yards, which is whatever.
Couldn't do that math.
Took me a second. Rushing wise, it's a low rushing night, especially. Well, Ohio State's was low because of their sacks. Sayan was sacked 6 times, it looks like, for negative 29 yards, which is crazy.
Yeah, they were getting in that
So they
backfield.
Indiana did finish with an
Both
extra
teams were
60
getting that
rushing
backfield. It was
yards,
crazy.
but that's okay. Receiving wise, Jeremiah Smith is back. 8 catches, 144
He was
yards.
back last game.
But I'm saying he's back in full form because they were
He
talking
literally
about,
caught a touchdown last.
but
last
they
game.
said pregame to this one, there was a interview with Ryan Day asking him the status of Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, and he said they are good to go. They are 100%.
Yeah, because they rubbed one off during the game before Michigan. Good Lord.
But 52-yard was his long. And then Carnell Tate had 4 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. So pretty good there. On the other end, though, Charlie
You're done.
Becker.
You're done.
6 catches and 126 yards.
That's the guy who caught the ball, by the way. Sorry, I couldn't think of
A
his name.
51-yarder was his long one. No
That
touchdowns.
That was the one.
But,
Yeah, that was the one.
the catch.
Yeah.
The one to upset the Ohio State University.
Elijah Surratt's catch, though.
Woo! That was fire right there. You didn't
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Good job. Great job. We're very proud of you.
It's better than those crappy ass towels that they got. Did you see the towels? So like the Big Ten put out towels on every
Yes.
seat.
What?
Indiana and Ohio State.
And
Ohio
they're,
State
like,
literally just
cheap
had
as
the.
hell.
Ohio State was the, and Indiana was Big Ten championship game with like the IU logo on the Big Ten
Ohio
championship,
State just said the.
and it just said Ohio State was just the
The.
loser.
That's pretty funny.
So,
Love to see
yeah,
that. Love that.
that was whack. But that was a hell of a game by both guys.
I agree.
Did you see the graphic that IU was like 0 and I don't know how many games, but they had never won a game scoring under 13 points.
Yeah.
Did you see they've never beaten Ohio State in 30 years?
Yeah. Crazy.
30. And I thought mine was bad.
Have they ever won?
Well, actually, it was close to it, but the
on.
swamp. The swamp was
Indiana-
pretty close to it.
Indiana was the
We're a third of the way
we're talking
there
about-
for Tennessee and Georgia. We're a third of the way there already.
We're not at 10, bud. Calm down. We're not at 10. We're not.
We got to wait 2 years to get there now because
Oh my
the SEC
God.
decided to save them. But
This is not a kid show.
anywho,
See, he brings it up for no reason. I didn't even bring anything up like that.
the guy who brought up Joey talking about Fernando
One
Mendoza.
football. A ball. Good Lord.
See, but we expect this out of Eli. We don't expect that. That's
I didn't even do it one time.
That's such a lie. I expected that of both of you guys. You guys are both. Never mind. I'm going to sound myself.
But-
about that.
As he just went on a full tangent about his baby QB not getting in the Heisman race. Psh, get out of here.
Come on, if we were doing the podcast when Hendon Hooker was here, you would have been like, you would have absolutely flipped this table.
I would have flipped the fucking table.
You would have mooned.
We both
you
should've
would have
flipped the
mooned the
table.
camera. You would have mooned the camera probably
But
in protest.
I'm not watching any more games.
AJ, I'm done. But so yeah, that was kind of whack of a game. 13-10 was not what I was expecting out of those two teams.
I'm love to see a good
Two of the
defensive
highest
game.
scoring offenses in the
I was
country.
thinking like a 24-17.
So do you think it was elite defense or do you think it was just mistakes on offense?
elite defense? Because like you could tell, like they would drive and then pass as soon as they got past 50. Stall.
Caleb Downs
Stall.
played great for Ohio State. Him and Stunny
guess.
Styles led that defense this week.
Anything else you like?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I just figured y'all were going to build off that.
No, I mean I was gonna say it was more like what
I
he
said, yeah.
said. It was just the defense. When it came down to it, the defense knew they had to make the big plays, and they would stop them when they got
Yeah.
past the 50, like right past the 50 or on the 50. So, because they know they can't go back any farther to get a field goal.
Well,
Exactly.
also, too, you look at last year's Big Ten championship, it was an absolute shootout between Penn State and Oregon.
It wasn't a shootout until like the very
But, I
end
mean,
when
it
Oregon
was
let up
a-
a little bit.
A freaking game. I mean, just scoring in the end, back and forth until, was it Drew Aller threw a pick?
Yeah, when they had a chance to
Oh
like
my
God,
when they had a
yes.
chance to tie or win something
Wasn't
like
it
that.
in
yeah.
overtime?
No,
Or was it
No.
late? I thought it was overtime.
I thought
no,
it was overtime.
Yeah.
no,
Dude, I swear.
I
No.
really thought it was,
It
too.
was. I think they went in overtime though.
no, no,
No.
no.
Let's see. I love how we're all looking this up.
Well, you two are. I'm really not.
AJ
I
doesn't care.
can't tell.
Let me look. I'm pulling it
I
up.
guess you're right.
I know I'm right. Thank you. Thank you.
It was-
They went to overtime this year.
Oh, that's what it is.
right. See, I knew you guys were gonna say that.
That makes more sense. Yeah,
That's pretty
45-37.
funny.
It was a shootout the entire game. What do you mean? There's 14 points scored in the first quarter by Oregon, 10 by Penn State, 14 by Penn State in the second, 17 by Oregon. It was a dogfight all the way.
No, but if you watch the game, the third quarter is when Oregon pulled away, and then they score
And then
late.
Penn State fought back.
At the very end of the quarter is when they
Yeah.
said, "Okay, I'm gonna score. Trust me, a brother knows ball.
My brother
Good job.
knows
Thank you.
ball.
Go fuck yourself."
Damn. AJ is tallying them up today, isn't he?
Man, they already got me riled up today. I wasn't even doing anything.
Really? Yeah.
So,
You know
but
what?
Yeah, very,
you wait for this next segment.
very opposite ends of the
Don't get me
spectrum.
started, bro.
Now we'll get to the big thing everybody's wondering. If we look behind AJ's shoulder, we have our
No, forget this. Look at 10. Look at 10.
AJ, quit hitting
and
it.
go
It's
down.
falling.
Oh, God. I told you it was going to fall. I haven't even touched it. That's the first time I've touched it. Pause. Yikes.
So it might fall mid-episode. Don't hate us if that happens.
Sorry. Last second.
I want to watch it like in fast pace to see it gradually fall
Actually, it
down.
looks like it's being hung up right now. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting hung up. I think
Don't touch it, AJ.
no, let's put it in. This thing was getting you holding on stat.
Oh, it's not even sticky anymore.
Alright, so it's gonna fall.
Okay,
Let's
so
get to it quick.
let's go through our rankings real quick. AJ, you care to point as I announce the names? Number 1 team in the country, Indiana, takes the 1 seed. Ohio State takes the 2 seed after their Big Ten championship loss.
We'll put this up in front of us, too, just so you know. So you don't have to squint your eyes and look
Okay.
past my big old
There you go. There you go. This is more work for you. You're like,
Making me have more work.
What do you mean?
Georgia at 3, SEC champions. Texas Tech at 4 as the Big 12 champions. Oregon at 5. Ole Miss at 6. A&M at 7. You good, AJ? The Oklahoma Sooners coming in at 8 after being off. Alabama coming in at 9 after their loss. Number 10,
bullshit.
the Miami Hurricanes coming in.
about the U.
Number 11, conference champion Tulane Green Wave. And number 12, rounding it out, James Madison, the Sun Belt champions.
Both UCLA and Florida's future coaches.
Yes. So now we won't fire Rockne up just yet.
UCLA and
We wanted to, let's go through the ones that aren't as obvious, and we'll work our way through. So, are we good with the top 4 placement? Just leave it. Just leave it.
But
It's okay. Just leave it.
It's bad.
Falls, it falls.
He wants to see it fall in slow motion. That's why he wants that. We can't damage the board.
No, it's holding on the walls.
There you go. There we go.
Oh God, this.
We don't want to damage the board.
So-
We don't want to damage it. We're
Let's
gonna
look at
use
the
it.
top 4. I need to look at it too. So, as far as the top 4 placement, the one weird one we have. How do we feel about Ohio State still being over Georgia?
I really thought
Questionable.
they would drop to the 4 spot, but
I think Ohio State should have been the 4th spot in my opinion. They're not a conference champion out of the 3.
Mhm.
Texas Tech, Indiana, and
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Georgia.
I get. Yes, Georgia. I, was like, I thought I said on my bad. I had 3 fingers and I was like, what? But yeah, like in my opinion, I think I'll bring out the board here for people. But in my opinion, I think it should have been Indiana and Ohio State right here. But I understand why they didn't do it.
I think Indiana's obviously the clear one here. We have
No, but
no
I-
issue with Indiana. We're
No,
good
no,
there.
but let me get to it, Eli. Let me get to it. Now, I think the only reason they didn't put Ohio State at 4, or really this didn't really matter. It was more at 4. It's just because they don't want an Indiana versus Ohio State semifinal rematch. They want to wait here. So this is like that's why they never changed this. To be honest, like they
I agree.
flip flop, like never changed them.
So, now what about the Ohio State Georgia? What in your eyes? What's your reasoning for them putting Ohio State at the 2 versus Georgia?
I'm reading a book to kids.
Yes.
No, the only reason I think is because honestly, in my opinion, it should have been Georgia at 2 and Ohio State at 3. And I think that should have been better because then you don't have a rematch here and you don't have a. Well,
You have 0 rematches in the second round.
Exactly.
Because let's be honest, Ole Miss, and then we'll get to this here in a minute.
Now I know it's not at any home field
Ole
advantage,
Miss
but
is heavily favored in that game right now.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, it's looking like we'll get a Georgia Ole Miss
I'll put it
rematch in the second round.
yes,
Versus, we could have either had Georgia Miami, which would have fed families, if that happens.
why are you just getting rid of A&M like that?
No, I was about to say the opposite. Or you have
What are we doing?
what could have been the SEC championship had maybe Alabama lost, maybe A&M wins. It was one of our hypothetical scenarios. So you could have had a huge game there, and then you could have had a really good Ole Miss team playing a really good Ohio State team. Sorry, I have a hair right on my lip. But you could have had a really good thing there. Instead, we're getting Georgia Ole Miss again, and we're getting Ohio State, neither A&M or Miami. I just think for viewer-wise, it would have been better. But Georgia, the only thing that separates the two, Georgia has the SEC championship, but then you look at the common opponent between Texas, period. Was it 14-7 final score beginning of the year between Texas and Ohio State?
It was what?
Final score for
Of
the
what?
Texas-Ohio State game.
Of who?
Texas and Ohio State.
Well, it was
14-7, right? Yeah.
Okay. Georgia beat that same Texas team 35-10. I just can't see how, with a loss, both teams being 13-1, Georgia being the SEC championship winner, and then the common opponent win with a higher point margin, how Georgia didn't jump to 2. My only claim to the committee. Oregon at 5. We good with that?
Yep.
Only thing I didn't like, and I will say this, I don't understand Ole Miss jumping Texas A&M. That's the only thing I'm a little iffy on.
So I'm gonna do this. Any issues with Ole Miss?
No.
So they're good at 6.
I mean, I think A&M should be 6.
There we go. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Why I don't understand that jump there, especially with Kiffin gone. Now, I don't think they should be penalized because Kiffin's gone, but they should have been the 7 seed.
I think they should still host it.
Yeah, they should have been a 7 seed and hosted there. But it is what it is. Both teams are hosting. They're in the playoff. Cool. Here's where we get into our controversy. So, Oklahoma at 8 we're good with.
Can you say all the matchups real fast?
So, we have
Do you want me to do it?
Oregon, James Madison in Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
We have Oklahoma, Alabama rematch
Mm-hmm.
in Norman.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to be snowing, which will be sick.
I doubt it's gonna happen, but
Maybe.
it could fall during the game.
You have Tulane and Ole Miss in Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Texas A&M in Miami. Excuse me, Texas A&M versus Miami in College Station.
Now I'm gonna stop you right there. I have an issue with ESPN right now. Massive issue with just the production of this. Okay, Alabama, Oklahoma, it's an opening night. Sure, go for it. Why not? Miami and A&M at 12 the next day. What the hell are we doing? Why the hell
Who's
is
the 7:30?
James Madison, Oregon?
You're shitting me.
I'm not shitting you. I am fully. You have a diaper on.
You mean what?
Now, my opinion, I want something to be done about that. 'Cause
I understand. Go ahead, finish.
I know you can change. I know you can change time slots the week of games because that's happened in Tennessee multiple times this year where we've been, we could be this time, and then you find out the week of the game. You feel me? Or a week before the game. So, my opinion, should be Tulane to start the day at 12, Oregon in the midweek because obviously Pacific 12:30. It's perfect for them.
3:30 game.
And then a 7:30, 8 o'clock game for A&M Miami. Why can't we do that? That's how College Station rocking. I need it to where I'm looking on Twitter to see. I'm looking
who's the
up.
3:30 right now?
Ole Miss. That's what I'm saying. I want to be able to look on Twitter at night during an A&M game and be like, man, I wonder what's happening in College Station. And be able to go to the police department in Aggie Land and see subject talking to wall, released to girlfriend, or subject saw officer with beer in hand, decided to throw beer away in the bushes.
Do you think the committee's trying
Subject
to take
arrested.
away the home field advantage for
I think it does take away a
A&M?
little bit of the home field advantage for A&M. Just a little bit, not all the way, but a little
Kyle
bit.
Field at night, as much as I hate Texas A&M, that place is rocking.
Hell, even at 3:30, it's still rocking. I just find it
At
crazy.
noon, noon kickoff Eastern time is going to be what?
11.
Yeah.
So dumb.
That's really bad.
I hope there's a veto for that. I need something to change.
I agree.
Right now. And yes, I have the sassy finger up right now because I need it changed today. They go rock if you need it.
I like it. All right, are we ready to get into our controversy? Rockne, are you feeling okay?
Should I talk for most of this so then you guys can battle it out?
I don't even have to battle.
No, it's gonna be
so
a three-way
let's
battle.
let's start
Three-way
with,
battle?
Let's start with the two obvious ones. The group of 5 teams that made it in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think all 3 of us agree. Yes, that's okay. We understand why you wanted to give them the opportunity. But in this scenario, neither of those teams are winning. My case to that, Ole Miss Tulane in the first round. Those teams played back in September. Ole Miss won that game 45-10.
That's why I want.
That is the first round of the playoffs.
That's why I want Ole Miss and A&M to switch.
Not even that. Yes, that. But even we'll talk. They put BYU in. Okay. I think BYU would beat the crap out of Tulane.
I think Tennessee could beat the crap out of Tulane if that makes it better.
I agree. I think you put Texas in. Texas.
I think
beats
Notre
the
Dame
crap
could
out
beat
of
the crap
Tulane.
out of Tulane too.
You look at Ole Miss.
Keep going. What do you say?
Ole Miss, Texas.
I think
would have
Georgia
been
could do it too.
Ole Miss, Texas would be a great game. We're not there yet. Let's get through.
What do you mean? I'm just giving examples
hold.
of all 3 of our teams.
Hold.
Hold.
Shut your trap. How about
Hold.
that? Like,
I'll hold the word.
But you have several teams that were on the bubble, on the outside looking in, that would obliterate Tulane. Not to mention, Tulane was ranked 19th in the final playoff rankings. James Madison was ranked 24th. And they are the top 12 teams in the country that make the playoff. I love a good Cinderella story, but it ain't happening. It's never happened. You're giving basically Oregon and Ole Miss kind of a free first-round game.
This ain't NCAA basketball. I hate to break it to you.
We don't do handouts college football. You're leaving out some really good teams that could make a case, and we're going to get there. Obviously, Notre Dame gets left out. I don't think they ever should have been in, but it just gives them more of a reason to bitch and cry. Vandy, Texas, BYU. Yeah, but several of those teams right on the bubble should have been in over them. So
Did you say Vandy? Did you say Candy?
over Tulane though? But I think Texas should have been in over Vandy
Hold on. Why shouldn't Vandy had more of a chance to get in?
because Vandy beat them or because Texas beat them.
Who have they beaten other than Tennessee? And Tennessee doesn't look that good right now.
Okay, so we're gonna go at the time. At the time, Abraham made a great point. When
So
we were talking
tomorrow,
about this.
so
Missouri?
No,
so-
at the time when Vandy played all the games they played, they have 4 top 25 wins. And guess what? All of them were SEC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, all of them were SEC. And just because they lose to Texas and Bama, now don't get me wrong, Texas and Bama were the only 2 biggest opponents that they would ever play.
And
all
they got
year,
lost
right?
dominated
both.
in both of them.
But at the time, they won 4 ranked games. Why don't they have more of a push to be in?
I think it's more because you look at how the teams panned out. Like if Tennessee would have won against Oklahoma and his chance for both teams to be 10-2, and they still ended up beating us, then they've been okay. They got to be closer now.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that we finished 8-4. We didn't beat a team over a 500 win streak. They killed Kentucky, who
Hey, you did beat a
Everyone
bowl eligible
beat
team though.
Kentucky.
Who?
Mississippi State
go fuck yourself.
at 5-7.
So then,
They got the bowl. They got the
Yeah,
bowl.
because 7 teams declined a bowl game. Congratulations.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro.
so we never beat a bowl eligible team. Anywho, but also it's the fact that and the teams that they did. You're laughing a little too hard over there, Mister. I don't want to play in a bowl game, but I'll get to that later. Anywho, it's just the fact that they didn't play the teams that they played. LSU would have been a great team. Would have been a great win, especially at a home field too. Great win.
LSU.
But they blew themselves up, and that was
but
it.
they got Lane Kiffin out of it.
And that was it, really. I can't remember what other SEC team they beat other than Tennessee and LSU that were ranked off the top of my head.
South Carolina, Missouri.
Once again, South Carolina,
South
not bowl
Carolina
eligible.
finished 3-8.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
No, but that's not-
And that's why they didn't get in, maybe because of that factor. But they still went. If they were the 10 and 11 team like Miami and Notre Dame were fighting for it, that would have been thrown around the conversation way more, right? So
Yeah.
and this is what the problem I have with this shit that goes on and this stupid dilemma of the college football. It's just the media. It's just whoever's arguing on the underdog story. Like Miami was an underdog story, and I'll get to this. Should I get to this now, or should we wait?
Honestly,
Oh,
what I
do you
think
have any final thoughts on the playoff bracket itself?
I think
Matchups.
I think the bracket's fine besides the whole Tulane James Madison thing.
Okay, you anything on the brackets and matchup wise? I
I think you covered it. The time
No,
slots.
no. This is what I have a problem with too. It's like they try to avoid having rematches, but there's gonna be 3, 4, 5 rematches. It's like it doesn't make any sense why they do some of the stuff that they do.
I mean, you're
It's like
quite-
Alabama. Why don't drop Alabama 1 and move Miami up to? I don't even give a shit about
Because
that.
if
It's
you
like
put Bama at
now Bama's gonna get smoked again by Oklahoma because they haven't proven in the last 2 months almost why they shouldn't be a playoff team. Am I right? Yeah,
mean-
sure. I mean, I'll get to it. I'm getting to it now. Fuck
Well, I have nothing else either.
Oh,
Thanks for
you got
asking.
nothing else?
No, I got nothing. I just think kickoff time should be fixed for that Second day. That's it.
And I understand it. That's easy. That's an easy fix.
And I wish Ole Miss and A&M were flipped, thus leading to no rematches
Yeah.
at all.
Well, and even too, like you just said, if you flip Alabama and Miami,
So you did have something, Eli.
no, I agree with what he said though. Well, he said it, but
I'm
you
just giving
flip
you shit.
flip Alabama and Miami. Texas A&M and Alabama didn't play this year, so you have an SEC matchup that we never saw. But then you have Oklahoma and Miami. Could be quite interesting. So I agree. That's the only thing.
That's what I have a problem with too. It's like they have full control over everything, obviously, of who they want in and where to put people. Because they put Ohio State at 2 when they obviously should have been. At 4
Can I paint
or
the
3.
scene of like how it got to this decision of Miami being in over Notre Dame real fast, and then I'll let you go on your rant.
Yeah.
So the reason this got to what it was.
Is this the official breakdown?
This is my
Okay.
hey, this is what the committee said, plus everyone else said. The reason Miami, well, I'll say this, on Saturday when BYU got blown out, and it wasn't like the Georgia game blown out where like they looked like they were still a team and it just couldn't get it over the hump. No, but they got demolished the whole game from first to fourth quarter. That was the issue. That was what helped Miami out. Eli, quit side-eyeing me over there, even though you know I'm right. And then the second thing was, where's it at? Oh, that's right. They're not on here. Sorry. Duke. The fact that Duke won, regardless of whatever fashion
Crazy.
it could have been, they just had to win, and not they're in, but they just had to win. That also messed up. So when they had to come together for the selection show, it was BYU dropped below Miami because it was what? Notre Dame 9, or Notre Dame 10, BYU 11, Miami 12, something like that. It was something like that. Just for example, just gonna use that for example. Obviously, 11 and 12 are not in due to the group of 5 and just group of conference champs in general. So in that case, you had Notre Dame and Miami side by side. All the metrics are off by 1, regardless who's in favor of what. The reason Miami got in over Notre Dame, per everyone and per the committee, was just because of one game and one game only. The very first game of the season that Miami did beat Notre Dame. And it wasn't a blowout, but it didn't feel like it was a super close game at the same time as well, I will say.
It's a fantastic game.
No. It was a close game.
It was a close game, but it didn't feel like a close game. It didn't feel like it was that back and forth until like the very end.
Miami was 1 catch away, and that was a catch of the year almost. So.
Yeah.
Listen, regardless of what happened,
Because
Miami...
Carson Beck reverted back to Carson Beck in the
That's
second half.
That's true. Which version? Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Poor Carson Beck. He has 2 versions. Oh, he has a lot more than 2. Yeah, so sit the sloth version.
It's like J.J. McCarthy.
I'm saying it to the floor. Sorry. But anywho, that's the reason Miami did get in over Notre Dame, because they were side by side in the rankings technically since BYU got blown out, thus leading to them using it head to head over Miami win over Duke. Thus they're in. In my opinion, I'm gonna say that real fast. It makes sense. I agree with it. I think they got all the right teams in. Rockne, the floor. Well, Eli, you have anything about that?
I'm sure it'll
And
be a conversation.
we're gonna be bouncing off. Don't worry.
Let me real quick.
Yeah,
And I'll let
don't
you-
worry. We'll bounce off each
Because
other as
he
it
can
goes.
build off what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Because I know he's going to love this.
I'm gonna hate this
So,
so much.
number one, like I said before, you get rid of this group of 5 shit, we solve all our problems.
Well, at the same time, it still wasn't. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, you're what?
No, at the same time, group of 5 is not the only issue here. Is the fact that the ACC imploded itself.
Well-
James Madison would not be in as long as Virginia would have handled business.
Not even just
Hey,
So,
James-
I'll say this question real quick because it kind of refers to what you're saying.
Uh-oh.
If Virginia would have win and they had the ACC representation,
Miami doesn't
Do you
get
think
in.
Miami would have been in?
No,
No.
Some fucking bullshit.
because James Madison would not have been in, thus leading to, well, maybe.
With what they said their
'Cause they- 'cause
reasoning
it would've-
was, then yes.
Poss-
But with what really would have happened, Notre Dame would have snuck in.
Possibility.
That's such
Maybe.
bullshit. Holy.
No, I still think Miami probably would
No,
have got.
they can't leave out a Power 4 conference.
No,
They
no, no, no.
can't
Listen.
do it.
Listen. BYU gets blown out, right? So that means Virginia is thus getting a game against Ole Miss.
Mhm.
Your 12 seeds up for grabs. Right?
No.
That's a lie. Sorry, no.
Tulane takes the 12.
Tulane
seed.
takes the 12 seed, and now you're.
Virginia's at 11. It's the only thing that
Vir-
changes, other than maybe Miami doesn't get in.
No, the only thing I was bringing up the fact that
No, Virginia would get the A&M game. Tulane would get the 12, and then whoever
Yeah,
gets
because
Ole
Virginia
Miss.
would have been the highest ranked.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that means whoever gets Ole Miss, and that thus still would have led to Notre Dame and Miami back to back, 12-10, still would have led them in because they had the head-to-head. In my opinion, that's still what they would have done.
So you think since there was no ACC teams in the college football playoffs, that didn't have any factor at all into it?
What do you mean?
Like there was going to be no ACC representation in the whole playoffs.
I don't think that factored it at all.
No, not one bit.
No,
That's
I think the fact that they were
that's some bullshit.
side by side, head-to-head matters.
So that's what I'm going to give
Head-to-head
Rockne
does
here.
not matter.
I think they did do
Win.
that because I think the ACC.
You said win? Then why'd you not win?
Okay.
That's
they
my
had
fa-
to have the ACC
That's-
in there. And I'll be honest, 100%. What I said before, Group of 5 needs to be out because when you, like we said before, all these teams would destroy the Group of 5 teams. Tulane already is our prime purpose. I think Tulane's a fantastic team, but you got blown out 45-10 by Ole Miss. You should not be in. Here's my problem with all of it. You get rid of Group of 5, we have no issue. Notre Dame gets in, even if Notre Dame's fans would be pissed if Miami jumped above them, but they're still in the playoff, used as fuel. BYU still maybe get in. Texas, Vandy, somebody. Less people to bitch about. It would for sure be the 12 best teams in the country. Okay? We good with that?
Mm-hmm.
When we look at who gets in, so I'm going to start. I'm not going to touch Notre Dame yet. When we look at Bama. Bama was the other controversial team on some people's end. On some people. As much as this pains me, Bama deserved in. If we're going off their logic, okay, conference championship losses should not hold you out of the playoff. Ohio State did not drop. They switched with Indiana. Now, if we would have dropped Alabama out of the playoffs, Ohio State would have been sitting at 4 in my eyes. That's where I would look at it. But because of that logic, you can't drop Bama out. Yes, I get they have 3 losses now. One of those being to Oklahoma, who's in the playoffs. Who was their other loss? Who did Bama lose to besides Georgia?
Oklahoma.
Florida State.
Florida State losses. Terrible. But it's early season, so you know they looked over that.
Don't say that, though.
But I know.
It's
So I'm
also
getting to-
because Florida State did not pan out to be a great team as
Yes.
they are now.
Yes.
That's leading to
terrible
no
loss in the end.
issues.
But I'm okay with Bama getting in. I'm glad they weren't a higher seed. Do I think 9 was where they should be? Maybe not, but whatever. Then, Miami and Notre Dame. I've went back and forth all day on it. Here's my siding with Notre Dame, and here's what I'll give you this. As the committee, Notre Dame should have never been ranked higher than Miami.
Are you still talking about Alabama? Sorry.
No, we're talking about Notre Dame, Miami.
Well, I just want to add in a side bit. Also, the reason Alabama should have got in regardless, they didn't have to do anything but to win their game against the Iron Bowl, and they were already in the playoffs. They didn't need anyone to lose. They just had to win their game, and they were in.
They
Whereas
needed
Georgia,
to not get embarrassed.
No, they just needed to win.
But if they'd have lost like 56-14 or something.
No, I'm talking about an Iron Bowl.
Yeah. But I'm saying in the SEC championship. That's the only way in the SEC championship they would have knocked themselves out of the playoff is if Georgia would
They
have.
did get embarrassed.
Yeah.
How many rushing yards did they have?
We'll get there. Don't take that from me yet, please.
No. What I'm saying is that
That's my.
regardless of what happened, technically Alabama
Their
by
ticket was punched.
No.
By rule.
Won the SEC. If there was no conference championship game, they would have
So you're saying regular
theoretically
season.
they would have won. If there was no championship game, which is probably going to happen in the future, Alabama would have won
Yes.
the SEC
Okay.
championship.
Fair.
Technicality.
Fair.
Georgia needed A&M to lose to get in. That was their thing.
Thank you again, Texas.
So that is what I'm saying, that you can't punish a team
Fair.
for winning the SEC technically because they were the 1 seed in the
Fair.
SEC. That's my thing.
So
Continue.
here's my Miami Notre Dame point. So they should have never had Notre Dame ranked higher than Miami if their intention in the whole place was to flip them. Because what you did last week is every single projected bracket had Notre Dame in. Because they were the higher ranked team. And you wait till Selection Sunday and flip them. Now, personally, I think head-to-heads do matter. And I think that's the only reason Miami got in over Notre Dame. That is the only thing in my mind that tells me the difference there. As far as big wins, Miami had none. Their 2 losses were bad. But Notre Dame's only 2 huge games besides USC, and USC panned out to be kind of mid, they lost, which it was a combined 4 points, and I think that says a lot too, because when you look at everyone else, margin of loss plays a factor. I think part of the reason, that's why I think Ole Miss snuck in at 6. You only lost by 3 to Georgia. Texas beat Texas A&M by what? 10? something like that.
What?
How bad? Will you look how bad Texas beat Texas A&M for me
10,
real quick?
10.
Is it 10?
10.
Okay.
10.
I think that's the only reason they jumped them. But a 4-point loss margin to two teams that are now in the playoff. So when looking at all that, the head-to-head has to matter. Or why are we scheduling these games? Because what's the point in early season? You look at Texas and Ohio State. Why would either of them take that risk of getting an early season loss to a playoff team if it doesn't mean anything come now? So I do think that plays a big factor. But I get Notre Dame fans' frustration of they should have never been ranked higher if your intention was to drop them in the first place. You should have never given this false hope that your intention was to put them in. Like, oh, yeah, we're going to throw Notre Dame in there. They've done 10 in a row. They've done what they needed to do. They beat USC. And then you drop them on Selection Sunday. That's where they lost me. Now, I'll say this now, and then I'll let you take over. I don't agree. Me and AJ kind of had this conversation. I put myself in the shoes if I was a walk-on senior at Notre Dame. And I'll let you answer because I know his answer. What's the one thing every player, whether it's a bowl game, a championship, conference, it's one thing you would like to walk out with when you leave a program your senior year?
Or any year.
Or any year, period. What's something a guy cherishes forever?
I don't know, a ring.
Now,
The Pop-Tart ball ring is what you're fucking going after?
Yes, I am.
No, that's some bullshit.
hear
I'm
me
gonna
out.
cut you off because that's
hang
stupid
on,
as hell.
hang on.
No, that's dumb
But
as hell.
here's my thing. There's guys who cherish that stuff.
Time
That's
out.
the only
You're
thing.
telling me you don't want a Pop-Tart bowl ring, bro?
No. You're fighting for the argument that people go and play college football, and the only thing they want is a Pop-Tart bowl ring?
Let me finish. I have a point. I understand.
you're
It
fine.
sucks. You made the championship last year. There's seniors on that team. They're going to walk out with rings from all the bowl games you won last season. But there's some of those guys played their last game of the season. Was it Stanford, your last game? Mm-hmm. And some of those guys that got to play that were bench warmers. But your very last season of the game, you didn't know that was your last game. You expected to have at least a bowl game. You expected to have a playoff game. Something you expected. And I get it. Everything come out. Seniors decided. Marcus Freeman supported them. But what seniors did we ask? What guys did we include in this decision? Because me and AJ just said, if I'm a fourth year, I've stuck it out for 4 years in a row, and I'm a senior on that team who may not have a big voice. That would suck knowing that was your last ever game in a Notre Dame uniform. That would suck knowing, hey, I mean, what's one of the coolest things all year? You get
Don't
bowl
look
gear.
at me.
You get bowl rings. You get things like that. You get to travel
Don't
with your
look
team.
at me.
I get you're frustrated. Why are you opting out? Because you look to, and I'm going to use this point. 2 years ago, when the 4-team playoff was still a thing, Georgia and Florida State. Georgia loses by 3 points in the SEC championship, their first loss all season after blowing out multiple teams by 28 points.
That's different. You can't use that.
Florida State is undefeated. Only
That's a
thing that
that's a
happens
4-team
is their
college football.
quarterback goes down, and they say, we're not putting them in now. Okay, that's two teams who were very, 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 very pissed about not getting into the playoffs, okay? What did both of them do? Georgia strapped on their pads, went to work, and quite possibly disabled Florida State football for history. Florida State got embarrassed, but who was it Rodemaker or something? Whatever their quarterback was when that happened, Brock Glenn or something. They put on their shoes and they say, hey, we're going to go play. They get embarrassed, but at least they went out there. They could have easily said, we're not playing in the Orange Bowl. We're done. We're sick of this. And they said, we're going to show up and we're going to play this weekend. I think how they handled it is going to set a precedent in college football now. When things don't go your way, you can quit. You can opt out. And there's a difference between like Iowa State. Their coach is gone. Players are transferring. They opted out. That's fine.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I love you, Eli. My girlfriend just got home.
Oh, no.
She's hearing this whole conversation. She just texted me, tell Eli to shut up. Nobody cares what Georgia did.
She did.
So I'm sorry.
She's a Tennessee fan, too. Just want to point that out.
Nah, she's a supporter of me.
But-
the front door?
Did she really?
Yeah, she snuck in the front door. Yeah.
I never even heard her.
She was very quiet.
But my only thing with it, I just think it sets a horrible precedent for the future. Teams are going to opt out because they're pissed off. You're going to ruin bowl culture. You're going to ruin all that because they're mad they didn't get in. Again, I think they're rightfully mad, But you can't just quit whenever you're mad.
All right, Eli, shut up.
Now you can
shut
take
up.
it.
Eli, shut up. All right, here we go. Okay. So, where do I start? I had some points I was going to make while you were talking and jabbering on, but I'll start here. I'll start with the number one question that you were asking. You feel bad for the seniors. Per the AD, Pete at Notre Dame, he said that when he was there and everything was going down, he asked Marcus Freeman what he wanted to do. Marcus Freeman consulted with the captains of the team who were elected and chosen by their teammates. So these very seniors chose these people to be the voice of the team. Marcus Freeman went to them and asked them, hey, what should we do? He went to everybody. He didn't just go to the captains, he went to everybody. He was like, what do we want to do as a team to show if we want to play? And Pete said that the main reason they said that they didn't want to play is because they were the core guys. Some of the core guys like Jarian Price, Jeremiah Love, might have opted out for the game, for the NFL draft, and they didn't want to break up the team because of the team chemistry that they had as a team in the collective. They didn't want to split that up, which makes sense because bowl games don't matter. Look what Cam Moore did last year. I don't care if it was his fault or his coach's fault. I don't care what happened. I'm saying bowls games are starting to matter less and less. And all you get is a participation trophy. I don't know why I messed that saying that up. But
Better than what I would have said. I know I would have just
literally a participation trophy, which means nothing. That's what's wrong with everything in the society as a competitive group of everyone in a human being race. A participation trophy might be the worst thing to ever happen in our lifetimes, right? Some things are fine, whatever, I get it. But for the most part, collegiate athletes, grown men, getting participation, what are we doing? You should feel accomplished from the ring you get from winning a national championship, right? Am I wrong for that? Am I wrong?
Say that one more
time. Or are you going to get an entertainment trophy? I said you should feel accomplished for winning a national championship ring, and that should be the only ring you get. Not a participation trophy for going to the Pop-Tart bowl. Excuse me.
Bro.
I don't give a shit if it looks cool or not.
Okay.
Excuse me for being loud.
Real quick.
And so
if you were on this team, or if you're on any team, period, okay? Any team, period. We'll take you completely out of Notre Dame out of the picture, okay? And you're on we'll say, I know it's a different scenario, but you're on a 6-6 team, okay?
Yeah.
You never play a down in your life.
Right.
But you win, we'll say the Outback Bowl, because it's gone.
Right.
You get a ring for that.
Right.
Would you not cherish that ring?
Of course. Many years ago. In this transfer portal era, these kids that are going into these institutions like Mississippi State or whatever, they're looking to get 2 years of good ball, some film, to transfer out and go play and compete for another team that could win a national championship. In this era right now, maybe 5 years ago, sure, yeah, bowl games mattered, and it was more fun. You know what I'm saying? And so that's, and yes, I agree with you there. Like, I understand where you're coming from in that aspect, but I'm talking about right now in this current era that we're in, NIL, transfer portal era, I think that's irrelevant. I really am. Moving on, another reason why we opted out of the bowl game is because they've been running our shit against Miami for, 20, or however long you said, 12 dozen, or 2 dozen times. A dozen times, excuse me. Yes.
24 to 48, yeah, something like that.
They ran it over a dozen times. Making money off of our games, right? I get it. It's the ACC network game, whatever. It's the ESPN game, whatever. I don't give a shit. But that's all they want to do, right? The bowl games are just purely for entertainment. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we opted out, because we don't want to give them the money. We don't need the money. And we don't think it was relevant to what was happening in the time. And we protested. You can say we're a bunch of wusses, but as a fan of Notre Dame, for me, in this era that we're in, it actually shows more loyalty. It really does. And that's an opinion, a personal opinion, probably a very controversial one. But in this era that we're showing, that we're in, I think it shows more loyalty to the school and Marcus Freeman and being like, hey, we got screwed, so we're not going to go let them slander our name anymore. So we're going to opt out this bowl game and continue for next season, right? And I think that shows.
Poor Rice.
We play Wisconsin and Green Bay for the
That's
game
what I'm
of the year.
saying. Did you see all the tweets?
Yeah, but we play Wisconsin beginning of next season in Green Bay. Anyways, moving on. Moving on.
Can I get my? I was trying to get my 2 cents because you're probably going to go after mine.
Okay, you go ahead. So maybe I got one more point.
You're gonna have more.
And then we've got to wrap this up. We got to get to our.
No. That was way too short because I haven't even started talking about Miami yet.
What?
Yeah, we got
Listen,
to jump.
Players
on
of the weeks. We'll post on something. Don't worry.
We'll get to them. They're quick. There's only like 4 games to look at.
If we don't get to it,
I'll
we'll
opt
post
out
it.
of them. How about that?
I'll also opt out
In
of that,
true
actually.
Notre Dame fashion.
Anywho, no.
Oh,
So
fuck you, bro.
So,
Get out of here.
so here's my thing. I have no issue with you not wanting to play in a bowl game, but I do have an issue if you're a 10-win team not wanting to be in a bowl game. There's my difference. If you're a 10-win team, you've obviously earned the right to continue to play another game,
Right.
regardless of what it is. And I think you're doing newcomers, whoever the hell's on your team, disservice and not playing that game, not being with that game. Because, like, for instance, I know this is basketball, but I just saw it today, and it was a good reminder. Now, obviously, basketball is different because they have 5 different tournaments, like the NIT, ABA, AAA, all different. But one of the former Indiana men's basketball coach, Tom Crean, sorry, I have jokes about him all the time. But he put out a thing saying, you're doing, if players don't want to play, obviously he's on ESPN, he couldn't say it, but he said, F them, go somewhere else. If coaches don't want to play, F them, go coach somewhere else. But you got to give the kids an opportunity to play. Now, I know you guys had a team meeting, you decided that. I don't know how much of that of a team thing it was. Are we really sure it was a team thing? I know they had a meeting, but was it a team decision at the end of the day, or was it still the AD's decision?
No, it was a team decision.
Well, they can say whatever they want. I still think it was an AD decision because at the end of the day, he may take all the teams out of the ACC by the end of this year. He just said he is thinking about putting all the teams in the Big Ten because what? Well, he just said it this morning on a Monday podcast, and I have it right here. He said he feels disrespected and ashamed to be part of the ACC. He will never slander. The University of Notre Dame does not slander other institutions, but it is a disservice what the ACC did, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Now, if I have no issue with you being an independent, I think you should stay as an independent. You've already made a national championship with it. I have no issue with you being.
No, we've won multiple national championships of being independent.
Yes, you have.
11.
Yes, you have. But, and I think it's right now.
New era.
You should not bitch and moan about not getting the playoffs. I think it was more media hyping you guys in the playoffs than it was reality, in my opinion.
No, it was a playoff committee.
Media
Okay.
over reality is what I'm trying to say. Because you schedule your own teams, you schedule all your opponents, beat them. If you want to be in, you don't have, like I said, you're not in a conference where you have like Vandy, for instance. Hell, did I think at the beginning of the season Vanderbilt was going to be ranked and we had a chance to have a ranked win against Vanderbilt? No.
Or be 10-2.
Or Vanderbilt 10-2
Or have a
would be
Heisman
ranked.
quarterback or anything else.
Or have a running back as a quarterback? No, I wouldn't think that.
Yes, you did.
So there's the issue with not being a conference. Not saying you should join one, but there's an issue that comes with it. You don't get that late team who's possibly ranked or possibly a pretty damn good team who's just been on and off, and they're 7-win team right now, possibly pushing to 9, possibly pushing to 10, and you don't play them. So when you play teams like A&M, Miami first couple weeks, I know it's first weeks. I know everyone has the first week bumbles and stumbles. You got to still win those games when they come up. You know what I mean? So you can't get mad at anyone but yourself and Tyler Buckner if you really want to get mad at someone.
No.
You can if you want. But that's my point of it.
The whole season on Tyler Buckner.
That's my whole point of it. I think it is what it is. I think the committee got it right on the teams and the opponents. It is what it is. You don't have to join independent.
Can I say one
stay
thing
independent
before you
just
go?
If you're going to schedule teams, try and schedule them more middle of the season. I know that's very hard because everyone's in conference, and you're not going to get someone who wants to play Notre Dame after playing LSU, Tennessee, Alabama 3 games in a row, and they want to play Notre Dame next. It's not going to happen normally, especially if it's the stretch of the season. They want to have somewhat of a break game, as every other team does. I would hope. I think so. So.
Well,
You schedule the games, got to win them.
Here's my scheduling issue for Notre Dame, and here's my solution to it. I'm fine with you staying out of a conference, but it's the same thing I kind of said about Texas and Ohio State. If head-to-head matchups aren't going to matter,
Thank you.
don't schedule them.
Okay, here we go.
If you're going to give yourself, again, this year, we saw the Miami-Notre Dame matchup beginning of the season played a factor. That's the difference between Miami getting in over Notre Dame is because of that win, is what they're saying. Okay?
Right.
There's 0 point in scheduling these games if it's going to hurt you. So obviously
Not
for
true.
Miami,
Not true at all.
it saved them and gets them in because they had 2 terrible losses. We can agree. Miami's 2 losses were terrible.
I'll say one loss was terrible. You got to give credit to SMU.
But both teams are 8-4, 7-5.
I know, but you got to give credit that they're in the AC. They were
Yes.
in that massive
Yes.
tie for the. That's why I say you got to give somewhat credit.
Yes, but 2 not great losses. Okay. If you're Notre Dame and you can make your own schedule, don't schedule both teams back to back. Separate them. Don't schedule 2 top 10 teams to start the season. That's your first 2 games of the season. Schedule 1. I mean, like the 10 wins in a row, the USC win was a good win. No problem with that. But when you play at Kyle Field, or no, it was in Notre Dame this year.
It was at Notre Dame, yeah.
You 2 home games.
1.
I thought Notre Dame
Miami
was
was a hard knocks.
okay. But when you do that,
I know what you meant.
back-to-back hard games like that, 2 weeks in a row, I just don't. As the AD, it was either it was a risk-reward thing. You win those 2 games, Notre Dame's possibly a 1 seed.
Yeah, I think at the time that they're
Going-
scheduling this game, A&M is not a top 5 team, top 10 team
but
consistently.
even though they win those 2 games,
consistently.
and they're sitting at 12-0 right now, they're the number 1 team in the country. 0 doubt in my mind with how everything panned out. You lose one of those games, you might be sitting where Oklahoma's sitting. You might be playing Alabama in the first round. That's fine and well. But you run the risk of losing those 2 games, and you look at their schedule, you're playing Purdue, you're playing Stanford, you're playing NIU, you're playing all these teams who are very subpar. You get that USC win, and that's great and all. USC wasn't a playoff team. So I think if you have, other than USC, you have a
Ranked win.
and I know Texas isn't going to be here playing, but you have a Texas.
Ranked win.
You have a Michigan. You have any other
Top 25 team.
good-looking ranked win of a playoff team, then this was never a question. You get in. But because you go 2 losses to top 10 teams and then 10 wins in a row with only one of those being to a true ranked team,
Now, I will, hold on.
that's hard. I think for you all, if you want to stay out of a conference, have 1 hard game a year and go 12-0, 11-1, just like last year, and you make them put you in. Or you go join a conference, you keep those 2 games, and then say you're in the ACC.
No.
You're sitting at 7-1 in ACC play, with your 1 loss being Miami. You make the ACC championship, you win the ACC this year, you're in.
I gotta go. I gotta start talking because I'm about to lose my shit.
Here he goes.
Okay.
All right, here we go. First of all, the problem with independent schedule, like you said, it's hard to schedule these games.
Yeah, something like, especially that back half of the
get these
season.
in 2029 or 2030, whatever, and they can pull out of those games, whatever. We play both Texas and Alabama in the same freaking year, right?
That's
in the
crazy.
same year. We play them both in 2029, 2030, whatever it is. And so everybody wants Notre Dame to play harder schedules, right? They want us to play harder schedules and all that. But with conflicting errors, we can't do, like every other team and have a 15 game spread apart and, be able to learn from your mistakes and everything like that. Second point I'll make, Texas and Ohio State, like Marcus Freeman said, that's why I love Marcus Freeman, that's why I think he's the best coach in college football. When we lost to NIU last year, when we made it to the national championship game, losing to NIU was the best thing that happened to us that season. Because losing games is more important than winning games. Am I wrong?
Well, that game especially because it humbled you. It's like, okay, guys, we're really not that good if we play this bad. You know what I mean? And it humbled your whole. Sorry, I don't know if I'm talking. Can you hear me?
You were playing loud.
Okay. I don't know if it humbled your team, but hey, guys, you're not hot shit right now.
That's what I'm
You just
saying.
lost NIU.
That's what I'm saying.
Locked back in.
That's what I'm saying.
I
The same
agree
thing
with
with
that
Ohio
statement.
State. No, same thing with Ohio State and Texas. You got a
agree
problem
with
with that. But Texas, everybody said Arch Manning looked like shit. Did he get better throughout the season? Did he probably learn from that Ohio State game? Yeah, are they better now than they were at the beginning of the season?
Here, let me give you a bet.
Okay, they're on the bubble looking in the college football playoffs. How
Use
can he
Georgia.
not be better?
Bubble
Seriously,
stretch.
Use Georgia. You
Well,
lose
it-
to
no, no,
Alabama
no.
and
When
Georgia.
you see a graphic and there's 4 teams, BYU, Texas, Vanderbilt, Notre Dame, Miami, that's a bubble.
Bubble
Yeah.
stretch. Vanderbilt and Texas.
Use
were never
Georgia.
good.
Lose to Alabama. Georgia's been on a tear since. Gunner's offense played better. That's a better example than Arch because Arch has been
No,
terrible.
but I'm just saying, just point blank period. Anybody on the Texas team probably got better from that loss. That's what I'm saying. So scheduling these hard games at the beginning of the season is what I would do if I was at AD. Because we lost to NIU. Everybody said we was out. Guess what we freaking did? We made it to the national championship, and we won't say we were that close.
But
Ohio
who
State
did
was
y'all
pretty
beat
dominant.
the end of the year last year, though? I know you beat USC.
That was the last game.
I mean, it was like teams, like regular bowl teams, 4-7 teams. So it was
But it's what I said though. 11-1 with one bad loss, whatever. But when you're sitting at 11-1,
they also
can't
beat A&M at A&M.
exactly.
At A&M,
You
and
can't
at USC,
deny
they won.
11-1 team, which A&M ended up being mid last year.
9-3, right? 8-4, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 8-4.
But they were still.
You can't deny an 11-1 team with 2 good wins.
But what helped them was that A&M almost went into the SEC championship game if they would have beat LSU.
Which is crazy last year.
But they didn't beat LSU and they didn't beat Texas. If they would have beat Texas, they would have been in. They did not. And then USC steadily staying.
Well, but in looking at last
25,
year too, it's the same thing what I just said though. If you don't have those 2 big games back to back, you spaced out A&M and USC. They weren't back to back on top of each other. NIU was just unfortunate. We agree there. That was just a humbling
I said, the best
moment.
thing that happened to us that
exactly. But you look at that. You were 11-1. You had 2 spaced out wins. You had time to say, "Oh shit, we just got embarrassed." Right. You were coming right up fresh off that. Was it A&M or Miami first? It's Miami, right?
A&M.
It was Miami first this year.
Yeah, Miami.
Oh, this year.
You come fresh
sorry.
off that Miami game, and you're like, "Oh shit!" You're like, "All right, we're gonna throw you to Texas A&M now." That's hard.
Right.
And I mean, you've got to either space those games out,
But
or
we physically can't because there's a part of that's what we're saying with independents. You can't schedule.
Yeah,
Texas A&M
you can't schedule that back half.
But
USC is the only exception because that is a rivalry, so they're gonna both parts are gonna try and make it
Yes.
happen. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't get that late game, accidental or just on purpose ranked win or high conference game where it helps you.
Yeah.
You can't get that because it's never gonna happen if you're
Right.
independent.
But the problem is, if we join the ACC, we would just get slandered because I mean we wouldn't be able to play a bad team because we have 10 rivals. We have 10 motherfucking rivals. We have the most rivals out of any team because we're independent. So we have the most rivals we can get, right?
you get Miami every single year
Well,
because they're going to keep Catholics
Miami's
versus
not
the
a rival.
convicts.
Miami's not a rival.
You're going to get a
Listen,
rising Georgia.
Miami's a
rivalry. They just done
Catholics
that.
versus convicts. Come on now, bud.
But you get
Bottom half of the
Miami
rivalries.
versus
Come on.
Notre Dame every single
Huh?
year. You're going to get Georgia Tech, which Tech has been good this year and last year. But
Next
Tech's
We
year-
destroyed them last year, but anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. Tech's a rising team. That would have been a good win.
Next year's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, without Haynes King. But still, Clemson has historically been good.
Right.
I mean, the COVID year y'all joined, and the year before that, the Notre Dame Clemson game
Right.
was huge.
Right.
It's the whole reason the one year y'all got in.
But then, so when we don't play ACC opponents, these are our rivals. We got Army, Navies, whatever, Michigan, USC.
When's the last time we played Michigan though? Like 2017, right?
2014,
Yeah.
where we backed out of it because we couldn't play them anymore. But we're going back to it. Mark Sherman wants to play Michigan again. But anyway, that's irrelevant. I'm just saying, like, when I joined the Big Ten. But I'm just saying, like, it'd be difficult for Notre Dame. Plus, we've created Notre Dame is the independent school, and like we've created this persona. And I'm proud to say that we're an independent school because honestly, I think it's great. Anyways, that's irrelevant. I'm gonna move on to my next point with the fact that I forgot what I was gonna fucking say.
You were
College football playoffs.
Wait, can I ask one more question on the conference thing and then let you move on? Why is it in just about every other sport they're in a conference?
Because there's a history to it.
But it's needed now. Because
It's not needed now.
We're
We just
having
made the
this,
national fucking championship.
But last year they had an easier schedule.
I'm not saying it's needed.
They were 11-1. This year you had exactly what you said. You're 7-1 and you could win the ACC.
I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so we lost by 4 points in the first 3 weeks of the season, right?
Yep.
Both those teams are in the playoffs. So we were able to prove that we were competing with playoff teams. And we only lost by 1 point to Texas A&M, and 3 points to Miami. So we proved that we were playoff teams. That's why I have a problem with freaking Alabama, because they ain't proving it right now. They ain't proving it at all.
Well,
they struggled against LSU, which was like week 8 or something. And the only thing that they've done good was when they played East Illinois and they beat them 56-0.
They beat
struggled
Georgia
against
at
LSU.
Georgia.
They struggled. They lost to Oklahoma. They struggled to South Carolina, and they struggled against Auburn. I get it. That's the Iron Bowl. You went to Auburn. That's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
Hey,
you still
freaky-
struggled, and you didn't look that great in half the game.
Freaky stuff happens at Jordan Hare at night.
Yeah, I get it, and that's fine. Whatever. You can say whatever you want. I'm just saying they don't look like a playoff team. Yet we looked at a playoff team at the beginning of the season, and who's the hottest team in the college football right now? Notre Dame, arguably. Right?
Okay, I'll make sure you put argument in front of that. I was like,
Arguably.
I was about to say there's a big argument there.
Yeah, because 10 weeks in a row. I mean, that's the best
I think
argument
of
we
two
have.
teams that might be a little higher.
And so that's what I was gonna say. Was we already proved that we can compete with these playoff teams. Why do we not get a chance to prove that again? And I get it, like there's only 12 spots, sure. And now I'll get into the fact of why we lost to Miami in the spot is fucking ridiculous, okay? First thing I'll say, first stat I pulled up that I haven't seen anywhere. Average points that we have beaten ACC teams by. We've beaten all the ACC teams by 31.6 points. Miami. That's a good song.
My mom?
That's a good song by Keith Whitley, but yeah. Anyways, Miami's only beaten, and I didn't include the games they lost to these ACC opponents, right? But we both played 6 games that we both won ACC. They had 29 points. They averaged 29 points per win. But one of those dumbasses in the committee kept bringing up the fact that, they had more points against Pitt than Notre Dame. Oh, they had more points against Stanford than Notre Dame. But we averaged more against the ACC opponents. So that's a stupid point, right? So that brings that down a notch, right? Okay, that brings it down a notch, saying they did better against the same teams, right? Another point. Miami, they said the head-to-head matters. Sure, yes, it does matter. Of course, I think that. But only when it's tied. Only when we are tied. We're not tied. We didn't lose to 2 unranked teams, right? And by every metrics, we're above them. Maybe by 1, maybe by 2, maybe by 3. According to ESPN FPI rankings, we're 3rd in the country. They're 7 or 8 or whatever they are. So by some of the highest metrics, we're above them. We're not tied, and that was the thing that pisses me off. And you know why? They put them in above us? There's a couple reasons. They needed an ACC team to be in there, because that would be terrible for the ACC, right? You can't have that. The main guy, I don't know what his name is because I don't care, the AD from Arkansas, who's in charge of it or whatever, I don't care, the guy that was in the press conference, we made them look silly. We made him fire his head freaking coach, right? But guess what Arkansas did? Arkansas only lost to Ole Miss by 6. They only lost to Tennessee by 3. They only lost to Texas A&M by 3, and they only lost to LSU by 1. But when we play them and beat them by 43 points, it didn't matter. They had an off week. They weren't playing that great. That was Sam Pittman's last game. That game doesn't matter. That game doesn't matter.
Hunter Yurachek is who he's talking about, by the way.
I didn't want to butcher his last
name.
You're
good. Yeah.
And that's why I didn't. Because I have his graphic pulled up.
I knew his name.
I have his graphic pulled up.
I knew his name. I just couldn't think of it at the time. But yeah, keep going though.
And that's what I also have a problem with. Is because that guy didn't like us because we killed him, right?
Caused him to find a new head coach.
Caused him to find a coach. No, we destroyed Arkansas while other teams struggled to beat Arkansas. And that's what's crazy about it. Arkansas, sure, they're a 2-18 when you look at it that way. But when you look at the games and you see Tennessee only won by 3 because they let them almost come back and win. I get it. It was like they were winning by 20 points at one point, and they let them come back. And they weren't even that close. But trust me, I went to the game. It was pretty close.
Tim Banks specialty right there. Continue.
Right. Anyway, and they lost to LSU by 1, which isn't great. And they only lost to Texas A&M by 3, and whatever. Ole Miss by 6, which is like these are all these playoff teams. Texas A&M and Ole Miss, playoff teams, only beating this team by 6 points, and we beat them by 43 points or whatever it was. No, 53 points. Right, whatever. Irrelevant. That's another point I'll make. Another point.
Can I say real fast before we make that other point?
Yeah, I'll move on. Yeah.
But do you remember this other? Okay, so real fast, the ACC. I didn't even realize I tweeted this out when you guys are both 7-2. They put out head-to-head win, head-to-head loss. Obviously, record 7-2. And it shows top 25 wins, FPI top 35 wins. I don't really care about the FPI. I think the FPI makes no sense whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And then obviously strength of record at the time. Mm-hmm. And it shows all in Miami's favor except for one, the strength of record.
Yeah, that was when they were 7-2.
After
Talking about the end of the season.
Yeah, I know. So 3 more games left.
Right.
Miami didn't play another ranked opponent. Did you guys play both Pitt at the same after that then?
Yeah.
So they would have had 4 top 25. You would have had 2. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what the ACC Twitter put out.
Right.
So like.
Yeah, and I get that, and I get this, and I get the argument for head to head. It matters, and I get that, and it makes sense. But I only think it matters when it's a tie, when it's completely even and tied. But we lost to 2 playoff teams. They lost to SMU, and God knows I don't give a shit.
Louisville.
Let me ask you then, what's your definition of a tie?
The definition of a tie?
Is it record or is
similar strength of schedule? Right,
okay.
That was good. Similar, everything's similar in the aspects of who we play. Things like that. We're not like it's not like 11-1 BYU against like a JMU 12. You know what I'm saying? Like like that's that's
mm-hmm.
and who we win and lose to. Do losses matter? Do losses matter?
I think losses matter.
To an extent, yes.
To an extent, yeah. That's fucking my ass.
I think they matter.
No,
Whether they're good.
They do freaking matter. That's the problem I have with this shit. Is Miami didn't win except for Notre Dame. No, Miami's the only reason. I mean, Notre Dame's the only reason Miami's had a chance to be in the playoffs, and I get that. And since we lost to them, that makes sense. But it's like.
But I have a good question. Are good wins better or bad losses better?
Good wins are better. Yes, I can say that. But
in that case, let's look at
What kind of fucking question was that? Of
Tennessee-
course, a good win's better.
Because look
Yeah.
at Vandy though. Vandy can, and I know you're gonna explode on me. Vandy can make the same case as Notre Dame. Who's Vandy's 2 losses? Alabama and
Right.
Texas, ranked teams.
Right. And
One good win against Tennessee, sitting at 10-2. Vandy's in the same shoes. They're pissed they didn't get in.
right.
Well,
But you see what I'm saying?
not as yes, but yeah.
Vandy fans are. The rest of America's not mad because
Even the teams
we're
are not that-
realistic.
even the teams are not upset.
But both are 10-2. Both had 2 good losses, is what we would count as good
Right,
losses.
Tennessee had a fucking 4 apparently.
But when you look at good wins, okay, Miami has technicality. Obviously, they beat the Notre Dame game.
They have 4.
South Florida
Oh,
was ranked at the
sorry.
time. Florida State was ranked at the time.
They have 4.
Pitt was ranked. Okay, so 4 wins. Pitt got decimated by both Notre Dame and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Florida State
Didn't play.
basically irrelevant, but it did factor in for Alabama at times during the season. Now, at the end, the SEC bias came out and they were like, we don't see that. USF, the beginning of the season, was very good. USF was on the bubble to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They missed their conference championship just by technicalities, things like that. And then you look at the Notre Dame game. Obviously, head-to-head is whatever. Per that, let me pull up Notre Dame's real quick.
Here I have.
Notre Dame has SC was ranked. Was Pitt ranked?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so there's 2.
That's why they went to Pitt.
Who else was ranked that they played?
USC.
That's what I said.
That's
SC and
it.
Pitt. So when you look at it-
USC, by the way.
What did he say?
SC.
He said SC?
He keeps saying
What a
SC.
loser.
Whatever.
South Carolina?
But when you have,
That's USC junior, by the way.
you look at that, you've got 2 ranked wins, 2 ranked losses for Notre Dame. Okay? You have 4 ranked wins, and was SMU ranked when they beat Miami?
Nope.
Okay. And then Louisville was ranked because they're both undefeated
Nope.
at the time.
Louisville
weren't
was
they?
not ranked.
I thought that's when both were undefeated because Louisville took over.
was not ranked at the time.
Okay. So
They were close, but they were not
But
ranked.
looking at that, and it's literally picking hairs.
well,
that's all it is.
I have it up right here.
But it's, I mean, what you got on your end?
Right.
So I literally what they showed on
And
the
see-
television. Like the only big difference is the FPI, which I don't really know how logical that is. Notre Dame had 3 FPI and Miami was 7th. Everything else was
Yeah, I think FPI
by
is bullshit
1.
though because
I don't-
FPI has always been terrible.
FPI
because
is
they have
Florida
teams,
still in it, so I don't really know.
They had Florida and Michigan still in it by week 6 when both of them had 3 losses. By that point, it felt like.
'Cause I don't really know FPI, but
Yeah.
like strength of record, 1 difference.
But
I
everything
can't
was
read what that
that
says.
close.
I'm blind. And then strength of schedule, 1 point.
What was that?
But see, that's my thing. When everything is that
I have no
close like that, I think that's the only that head-to-head mattered. I think that right there, because everything was so freaking close. Yeah, we can sit here and talk all day about, well, Notre Dame had the 2 good losses. Yeah, no,
But they
Miami
lost to 2 unranked teams, and we lost to 2 playoff teams. So therefore, we're competing at a playoff level, and that was at the very beginning of the season. So we
but
went,
Miami beat a supposed playoff team. So then they have the good win,
right.
and
But they have 2 bad losses.
exactly.
They didn't learn the first time.
But that's where again we go back to: do bad losses, are they better than good wins? It's a matter of what do we want to punish people with. It's quite literally down to just picking hairs, and then they say, you know what, the head-to-head matters. Notre Dame won that or
No,
lost
but it's
that
some fucking
game.
bullshit if you keep us ahead of them for 5 fucking weeks straight, and then all of a sudden you, as my AD would say, Pete, they pulled the rug from under us because they didn't want. They didn't
Their
want us in.
precious
As simple as
ACC
that.
to drop out?
Yeah, they didn't want the ACC not to be in. They wanted us out, and it's just and it goes back to just, we're just the most hated team in college football, arguably, and people love to see us. And that's the thing. Another thing was like, everybody's mad that we're not in a bowl game. Isn't that great for everyone else? We have 2 less weeks of practice. We don't
That's
get
not
that
great
extra
for everybody,
win. You know, like if you hate Notre Dame, you should be happy we're not in a bowl game because now we're not doing a bunch of things that are good for us, right? So to be happy, I want you to rejoice with me, right? Right?
You just say rejoice with it.
Am I right? I know you guys aren't Notre Dame haters, but you know you are in this.
I'm
in
not.
this
I'm
aspect.
actually like the opposite of Notre Dame hater. I feel like everyone hates on Tennessee, but I actually don't dislike.
No.
it.
I don't dislike Notre Dame. I don't have anything with it. I like when Notre Dame's in. It feels right. Like last year, the Georgia Notre Dame game was great. I had no bad blood when they beat us.
Well, the group chat says otherwise.
Hold on. We beat the Georgia team last year with Gunnar Stockton, and I get it. That's the very beginning of his
Well, that
season.
was
in his first career start.
First career
his
start.
first
Gunnar
career start.
Stockton.
Whatever, I get it.
Also,
But we had an arguably worse team last year. No, this team this year is way better. Yeah, Riley Leonard is miles better than. I mean, CJ Carr is miles better than Riley Leonard.
I disagree with that
100%.
statement.
I haven't watched them.
100%.
I have not watched Notre Dame. I've only watched the first two games.
You had a healthier-
everybody on the Notre Dame side can agree with me that we all like CJ Carr better because of his passing. No, look at CJ Carr. He was like 4th in QBR out of all the quarterbacks in the fucking country. Or whatever. I can't remember what it is.
I think he's a great quarterback. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
I don't
And
know.
so-
I don't think he's bad, but I think last year's team was better.
No, not a chance now.
Defensively,
Defensively,
I
you
think
can make an
defensively
argument for
this
that.
year's better.
Defensively, you can make an argument for that because we had more personnel that was better. But this year,
I think the defense is better this year.
but the defense right now in this moment is yes.
well, but I think that's really, really hard to gauge on because you've played Purdue, you've played Stanford, you're playing these really bad teams. Early in the season was the only gauge we got to look at your defense, and you gave up 40 to Texas A&M and
Okay, so
20
we
something.
gave up
to,
40 to Texas A&M, and guess what we did? We did whatever Tim Banks was trying to do. We got better.
He's
No,
not my
no,
coach
we
anymore.
got- we got better.
Keep shooting at him.
Yeah, and freaking I'm blanking on my defense coordinator's name or whatever, but
The atheist.
yeah, Chris Ash, whatever. Yeah. I like him now. You know, at first I would. You know,
He was struggling a bit.
I was calling him an atheist maybe one too many times, but now I love him.
That's
but,
what woke him up.
Yeah, exactly. But and he's proved that he's gotten better, and that's the Notre Dame special. Is we prove that we get better and we deserve to be in, and I get we need to go, and I don't give a rat's fucking ass because y'all talked a lot. No, sorry, you talked a lot when I was trying to talk. Anyways, but I'm almost done. But I'll say this: just look at last year. Why not give us a chance when we made it to the national fucking championship? And there's arguments that we're either the same as we were last year or better, right? Our running back's more developed. We have a great passing quarterback, one of the best, arguably. And our defense is at its peak right now. We have the most interceptions. We're playing great. Our D-line is coming about. We're getting sacks left and right. I'm loving to see it. And they kept us out because of all the stupid reasons, a stupid AD. God, it just pisses me off, and I just think there was other factors that went into it that did not matter about the stupid head-to-head and Miami versus Notre Dame and all that argument. Because why keep us ahead the whole time? By his standards, by everybody's standards, we should have been behind them every single step of the way, right? So like, if we're ranked ahead of them, yet we lost to them, and they have 2 unranked losses. Wait, no, they should still be ahead of us. No, that's just, I just think it's bullshit. That's why I think losses do matter against unranked and badly decent teams. And that's what my argument is based on. And I don't really care. And I get that we lost, and it's like I can't be that mad that we're not in the playoffs. And that's why I think it's perfect that we're not playing the bowl game. And I'm happy with it.
So we'll end with this. Do you think next year with a 16-team playoff that fixes all this?
Yeah, well, I mean, next year, even if we have a 12-team playoff, we're still in it because our great a great AD has signed an MOU with college football players that if we're a top 12 ranked teams, we're in no matter what. And if you want to look up what MOU means.
No. Can I say my final piece offering then? And then you guys can close it up.
And then we'll finish we'll hit our players of the week and we'll call it a night.
Can I get my So touch on that real fast. That's not going to matter next year because they're going to be 16. So that MOU is not going to mean
Useless.
anything. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I said today.
And
when
they
I was
will
talking to my brother
approve
about
the
it.
16 team after seeing all this controversy. It will go through.
More than likely.
But we don't know that yet. We never know.
That's what
We never know with the college football committee. They never know. So it's some bullshit. But go ahead, Adrian. I'm done. Ooh.
That's true. We never do know, but at the same time, it's probably what's going to happen. That's what everyone's been pondering. So, but I think it is what it is, you know. But don't join a conference. Stay independent. But at the same time, don't bitch and moan that you didn't get in. I think if anything, you should be bitching more at, not just you. You're bitching at the right people. It's more of your fans and all that need to be complaining, not at the ACC. Complain more about Hunter Yurachek and all of them for misleading you.
Right.
Even though I wasn't going to, but I need to toot my horn. I did predict this a lot, like at least a week ago, that this probably was going to happen if these results stayed. And also, I want to give a shout out to myself for only getting one conference championship wrong last week.
Who'd you get wrong?
The MAC. I picked Miami of Ohio. Other than
Didn't we all pick that? No, we picked Western Michigan.
You picked Michigan. Yeah.
Good job, Brock.
I think we all missed one, but I just want to toot my own horn because I got all the Power 4 right. Just
All
saying.
right.
Sorry. All right.
So
Anyways, but,
let's. You sure?
I'm still
Okay,
wrapping
go
up.
ahead. Good.
Sorry, Eli. You talked for a while. I was very silent, but I blanked. But yeah, you just complain to them. Don't complain to any team or fans because it is what it is. You lost them straight up. But at the same time, just because you're sitting the bench, just because you're not get picked for dodgeball, didn't get picked for basketball or football, don't take your ball and go home.
No, that's bullshit.
Because
this same committee,
you should still play in a bowl
Don't
game.
get him fired up
No,
again.
no,
because
I'll say the
that's
last
what you
thing.
should
No,
do.
you keep saying that shit, but
Because
it's
you doesn't look good on the program, and you're setting bad precedents for other teams.
Like I said, as a Notre Dame fan, you don't understand because you're not a Notre Dame fan. But as I said, I think it shows more loyalty than anything else to the institution of the University of Notre Dame, right? Because you're sticking up for yourself for, like you said, what the committee did was a shitty thing, right? Am I right?
They misled you the whole way.
Why let them stomp all over us and then profit off of our misleadingness or whatever? Why the fuck would we let that happen? I don't understand why people are mad at that.
You're thinking,
and you're thinking, oh, you're picking up your ball and going home. Yeah, of course we are. Because we just got embarrassed. And we got screwed for no fucking reason, in my opinion. And like I said, I was going to square a lot. And, I could have said some way worse things.
Like what?
I ain't gonna say it now, but I think it's fine.
I would like to demonetize this episode.
Yeah, because like I said, because at the end of the day, and I meant to bring this up earlier, at the end of the day, football has nothing to do with loyalty anymore. It's not. It's purely a business. It's no entertainment in it. It's a pure business decision. Everything that everybody does is purely business decision. Am I wrong?
No.
Exactly. So why at the end of the day, right? Like our AD signed that MOU that if we're top 12 in the rankings, we're automatically in, right? That's a business decision. People can get pissed off at it or not, but guess what? The committee let us sign it, and they agreed to it too. So therefore, both sides agree, right? And it's a business decision, right? And so us leaving the bowl game, the option of the bowl game, is a business decision that we chose as a team, as a players' team. And y'all can be like, oh, the AD says one thing. We're a Catholic school. You know what I'm saying? There's a higher entity above it. I don't think we're out here lying all the time like that, especially something on that grand of a stage. Y'all can look at each other all you want.
The priests, man, they be lying a lot, and the bishops.
Right. Well, but at the end of the day, you can be mad that we're picking up a ball and going home. It was a business decision, and that's all college football is. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter about anything.
So would
other
you
than
agree it was a business decision to put Miami in?
No, I think there's other business decisions. Yeah, no. Actually, I do agree because they didn't want to leave ACC out, and they wanted to make more money for screwing us and having a bigger deal. Now every single news media outlet is talking about this shit.
But wouldn't they make more money if Notre Dame was in?
No, because we profit more. We profit more.
But listen. No. Yeah, you profit every time you keep moving on. You win something. Yeah. But views and all that, wouldn't they profit? Obviously not going to profit 20.
Profit the same.
You guys profited $20 million last year. Yes, all yourself. But do you think they're going to profit as much if you're? So let's say you do play A&M, and that's probably going to be the most watched game. That would have been the most watched game because it would have been a rematch at Aggie Land. That probably would have been most watched. You go to the next round. You go to Ohio State. You play Ohio State. Rematch national championship. Let's say you win that game. It's going to be the most watched out of that whole round. Then you play Georgia. Yes. Don't think the South. I think the world.
You got to also think how much money would they lose if they didn't have ACC representation? That's a whole entire conference. Now Notre Dame can't compete with the whole entire conference on how much we make, right? Because obviously we're not going to make more than the ACC or the Big 10 or the Big 12 or the SEC.
You ain't touching South money.
We ain't touching any of them. But as a single team, we make more than anybody in the country, right? And so, to that standards, it's either a whole conference representation or an independent school representation. And that's what it comes down to. Because it's the college football playoffs. It's one game per slot, right? I mean, one game per 7:30 game or whatever it is. I mean, there might be two or whatever. There's 2 3:30 games and one 7:30 game and one noon game. So everybody's watching it no matter what. See what I'm saying? Like, it's marginal at that point. I mean,
No, but I agree. But like, you got to
it's
think
a million or
But
two.
my point is, I saying like because Ohio State last year, everyone was hyping up the Oregon game, hyping up the Tennessee game, hyping up. Well, those are the only like really two massive blowouts I can think of. And the Penn State SMU game, people are like, oh, that's a little sneaky game. Blowout. I didn't even watch the second half of the Oregon game, and I bet you half of America didn't watch the second half of that Oregon game. That's my point. Is just, that's like you gain. Not saying you gain more, but you gain just as much as any other team, if not a little bit more, because you're an independent. You don't have to share the money, and also you prove that hey, we can compete with anybody and all that.
Yeah, but the committee's not looking at that because, like I said, it's marginal and like you can't leave out a whole conference.
No.
And so, like, yes, what you said, is it a business decision that they left us out? Yes, I agree so. And are they shitty business decisions? Yes, because they had us in for five freaking weeks prior to that, and they pulled the rug under us. So,
But my last thing, and then Eli, you can take it away
And then we'll
and do
hit our
whatever.
players of the week, and we'll get out of here.
Is you set a bad precedent on college to the whole state of college football that just because we didn't get in, we're not going to play any more games for the rest of the season. We're not going to let our young kids develop over that week. We're not going to let them come practice. We're not going to let them do anything. We're just going to go home after our exams and come back in the spring, and hopefully people know how to do any of the plays and call it a day. And then also it's just you're just setting up for this to be the FCS and have 48 teams in, 36 teams in, and there will be no bowl games. So that means even if you are bowl eligible, you can have damn 10 wins if you're JMU. Doesn't necessarily mean you will actually be in. It'll be useless then. Because bowl games will just be eliminated. Because in the FCS, there is no conference championship game. There is no bowl games in the FCS. It's either you make the playoffs, win your conference in regular season, or you go home. And half the time they all go home. So that's why I think bowls are great. I grew up with bowls because Tennessee was ass my whole time growing up. So bowl games were the best highlight of my life. So I think you're just setting a bad precedent for college football if this turned into being how it is.
Not the goal that we want. I'm not saying I want to be.
I'm not saying it's a goal, but that's what you're setting.
I'm saying the committee needs to take a fucking look at themselves and, be fair. And that's where, everybody's like, we're at an advantage or a disadvantage of being independent. It's like we're already at a disadvantage and we keep being independent. It's like, no, I disagree with you on that pretty heavy-heartedly. I don't think we want to get rid of bowl games because our players opted out.
I'm not saying you want to, but you are setting a precedent that if you don't get your way, I'm not gonna do anything with you or for you until next year.
Last thing I'll
because
say,
they screwed us as an institution.
Yes, but you don't do that as a 10-win team and as how good of a university you are and have been through your whole time. They're one of the founding fathers of college football, and you're gonna be like, well, we didn't get in. We're gonna set a new precedent.
Let's pivot to this and we'll call it an episode now. I need a one-word answer from both of you. Let's completely wipe the script.
I'll give him one word.
I'll give you two teams.
That's
this
2
is
words.
Alabama, or if this is Ohio State, gets left out like that. Okay? And they opt out of their bowl game. What's your reaction?
Same thing. That's 2 words.
Are you defending them if this is Alabama or Ohio State?
It's never going to be the same situation.
But if it is, are you defending them?
Yeah, because I think you're standing up for the right reason. No. 100%.
Nick Saban wouldn't even stand up for them. Nick Saban would personally
Honestly,
call
I want to see what
Kalen
Saban
DeBoer.
has to say about this.
Nick Saban, Indiana Jones. It's all right. Indiana Saban got his payback. I don't know if you saw that tweet I sent you.
So what do you want us to do? You want us to fucking throw a pussy fit and lay down and do nothing?
That's what you're doing. It's literally what you're doing.
No, it's not. We're standing up for what we didn't get. What we got.
I think you go.
Standing up.
I think you go obliterate
sitting down
Georgia
on the
Tech in
couch
your
doing
bowl
nothing.
game, and you say, "Hey, committee, look what you messed up on," and you come out next season pissed out even more and have one of the best seasons in college football ever.
I would have said a thing, and you would have beaten a Georgia Tech team or a BYU team
because we're considered the best team there because we were the last team out.
But my thing is, you would have beaten a very high ranked team in the bowl game, and you probably would have blown them out, and that's 2 middle fingers saying, "Hey."
But then you get the rest of the country on your side saying, "Oh shit, maybe we should have put Notre Dame in there."
Yes,
because what if Miami gets blown out by Texas A&M? Texas A&M.
Because that first round happens before your bowl game, by the way. Or
but now it's a bunch of
if-thens,
if this happened, imagination land. That's all I'm saying. It's the only thing. Now,
I would have said this. I would have said that I believe what they're doing is right. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe what they're standing up for is the right decision.
No.
Okay.
I just don't understand how.
Everybody, pull up your players of the week. We're gonna end with this. We're gonna end on a high note.
I'll go real fast.
All right, offense.
Offense, Fernando Mendoza.
Stat line?
Don't matter. He
Okay.
played. He won the championship game.
I'm going Gunner Stockton. Have to. Defense. AJ.
Where is he at? Ben Roberts had 2 interceptions. Also, the game-turning and game-sealing interceptions.
4.
Texas Tech. Sorry.
Also, shout out-
Linebacker.
Texas Tech. Who else? Shout out.
Jacob Rodriguez should have been a Heisman
Should
finalist.
have been in there. I'm going with the entire Georgia defense. Held Bama to -3 rushing yards.
Who would have guessed that shit?
You were gonna say Jalen Everett.
I was because he had the interception that
Exactly.
helped Bama.
So,
I mean,
congratulations,
not
dogs. Team of the week.
Indiana.
I don't give a fuck.
He's checked out. Duke Blue
Sure it's
Devils.
not Miami?
I'm going Duke. Thank you for causing chaos. AJ, scrub.
Notre Dame.
My scrub of the week is Ohio State's kicker.
Yeah, I can say college football playoff.
College football
Okay.
player. That
Cool.
dumbass fucking AD at Hunter.
All right.
Grow a pair of fucking balls and just accept that we destroyed your fucking program halfway through the season.
Rockne is angry. All right. Well, that was an interesting episode. We're sorry this took us 2 hours to get through, but we thank you for joining us.
You can cut it up, Eli.
Please continue to share our TikTok and everything. We're doing great, guys. We've got some good stuff coming for you very soon, so we will see you after this episode. All right. Peace out. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Done there? Okay. All right. Thank you all.
Yeah, just cut off before I even say a thing.
See y'all next week.